following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA network.
Hi, everybody. This is former WWE superstar Al Snow.
Maurice Bennett.
T.W. Anderson.
Sean Oliver.
My name is Eugene.
And you are watching the Insider's Edge podcast.
Now get on the woo train.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Insider's Edge podcast here on the WZWA network in conjunction with our homies at Blue Wire Hustle. I'm your host with the most on the West Coast, California in Fury. What a week I have had. I quit my job. I couldn't be happier. And I am stoked here tonight. For me personally, this is a fantastic opportunity for me and the show to have these two guys here on the show. They are former Deep South Tag Team Champions, Jersey All-Pro Tag Team Champions, NWA World Tag Team Champions, 4 times NWA Florida, and of course 5 times IPW Tag Team Champions. They are the Shane twins. How are you guys?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, bro. This is fun. I'm excited for this. And you know, guys, usually the first question on the show is, how did you become a wrestling fan? So one at a time, let's hear both of your stories. Was one a fan first and convinced the other? How did that come about?
You want to go first?
Yeah, well, what I remember was when we were raised by my grandparents, and my grandfather was from Italy, and he would take us to wrestling matches when we were young, like first, second grade, and he would take a couple of our buddies with us, and one day I was like, man, I want to do this. Somehow I want to do this. So
He used to take us to the AWA matches. They used to run. We grew up in Illinois in the Midwest, and Vern Gagne used to run down through there, and we grew up watching AWA, and they used to run right by us about 30 minutes, and my grandfather would take us to the shows, and we would just sit there and love that. I always thought I wanted to do it. Didn't know how to get into the business, but one day we figured we'd end up wrestling somewhere. But yeah, my grandparents, they were taking us to the shows, and my grandpa would get all worked up, and he bought into it. He'd throw chairs in the ring, and he'd get pissed and
kicked out of the building.
Yeah, he'd get hot, and it was back when Bobby Heenan was wrestling, and
Wow.
Nick Bunkwinkle, the world champ, and Billy Robinson, the Crusher. Those are good times. Good times.
Wow.
So after that, we were young, so we always kept it in the back of our minds. We wanted to be pro wrestlers, so it was always there. And then we started playing some tennis, which doesn't make sense, but we started playing tennis when we were about 13 and got pretty good at it, and ended up being nationally ranked, and both got full rides in tennis scholarships. And then in our heads we were talking like, hey man, like we're going to use this tennis to get us through college, have a little backup plan, and then we're going to try to do this pro wrestling when the time was right. So
yeah, the thing is, like, after we got out, when I was in college, I was going through an old pro wrestling magazine, and there was in the back was you could buy a book on about pro wrestling and what it was, and all the ins and outs of it. And on the back it had camps or schools you could go to, and it had the addresses and stuff back then, So I kept that book, and when I graduated college, I moved to Omaha, Nebraska. Mike stayed in Missouri, and he's like, I'm going to write a letter to Brad Regan's school, and then Dean Malenko's school down in Tampa. He goes, first one that responds, we're going to pack up and move. And I was like, all right. And then,
so let me back up. So when I write that letter, Dean, Phyllis Lee was like his assistant. She writes me back, and then so I told Todd, I said, hey, we're going to go to Tampa, so we got to save some money up. We had just graduated college. We both had decent jobs, but we were still not like rich in any means and stuff. So I remember one day I got caught in a hailstorm, and my car got trashed, man. I had like $4,000 damage to my car. It looked like I parked my car like on a golf course. It got hit windshield broke, everything.
Shit.
But it looked like golf balls just destroyed my car. So my insurance company, they gave me some money. They gave me like $4,000 if I remember right. And I told Todd, I go, hey man, this is gonna pay for my wrestling school. So I drove my piece of shit car to Tampa and showed up at Malenko's. And Todd followed me a couple weeks later, but I showed up there, car all jacked up, man, looked like shit. And I walked in with my check, and there's a couple bodybuilders next to me signing up the same day. And Dean told us, he goes, man, I'm not guaranteeing you anything. He goes, this is a place where you can train, and like getting a job, you put a video together, a resume together, and then maybe you can get some opportunities and some breaks. But yeah, so I go down to Florida from Missouri in my piece of shit car, handed over a check with 2 other dudes that were big bodybuilder dudes.
They didn't even last a day.
Man, after they paid, they're like $3,500. Man, dude, I didn't see them like after the first day. Like they were long gone.
It was 2,500.
I can't remember, but it kind of wiped me out.
Yeah, when I came down there, I had to wait to catch my retirement out of my job, and I had to wait like a month to get the check, and it was like $2,500 or whatever it was. And yeah, man, I packed up and went down there. Man, we had no jobs lined up, no nothing. Lived in a shitty apartment. I remember when I got there, I was talking to Dean. I'm like, how does this work, man? I go, do you help us get a job? WCW. And I go, well, is this like joining Gold's Gym, man? You come here and work out. You might wrestle. You might get you might go take a bump right now and then hate it because you're not getting your money back. And I was like, all right. So I gave him my money, and then we just started going at it. But they had some good instructors down there helping out. It was Dean and this guy Jeff Bradley. He was the original Dudley. Man, that guy's awesome.
That dude Jeff, man, he could wrestle any style. He could shoot, do the hardcore stuff, the technical stuff. Man, he was an amazing wrestler and a great, amazing teacher too. Man, he's a good trainer, man. When we were down there in our class, there was a guy, Tony Mamaluk was there.
Oh,
from
yep.
ECW.
Yep.
Then we had Jet Jaguar. He signed with WCW, and then
he signed when they were hiring the cruiserweights. He got signed there, and Jet Jaguar.
Yeah.
Oh, Jet Jaguar. Jeremy Lopez. He got signed too. Some cruiserweight guys. Any big guys? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But it was a good class.
And we had some like local legends, man, or like Mike Sullivan would show up every once in a while, and Buck Courtenay and Pepe Prado, and those guys are awesome, man. Very patient with us. They were good guys. We learned a lot from those guys.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of great things about Jeff Bradley, and of course, Dean Malenko and his family have trained so many just fantastic workers in the business. So I wanted to kind of move from your experience from training from my research, the debut match. I believe this is correct. If I'm wrong, please correct me, because the internet can be incorrect sometimes. But it's the 30th of May, 1998 for IPW Hardcore something like that. Hardcore something or other in St. Petersburg, Florida. Yourselves, you team up with Dudley to take on Chaos in the Southern Posse. I believe that's right. Is that the first match?
No, our first match was, I think it was an IPW, Ron Nemi's promotion, but it was down at Frankie's Patio down in Ybor City in Tampa. We wrestled the Southern Posse, who those guys are awesome too. Rick Thames and Sonny T. They used to work for WCW and WWF at the time. But yeah, that was our first match. It was like maybe 3 or 4, 5 months into training. It was pretty quick.
Yeah, I remember it was at this bar that it drew pretty well too. And we wrestled Southern Posse, and man, I was so nervous. Man, I almost couldn't walk out there, man. There were so many people, and the first match, jitters, but they got us through it, Southern Posse.
So it went well.
Yeah, they were patient with us, man. Thank God.
That's good. That's good. So I wanted to ask about the idea behind the names. That you were the Wentworth brothers. Is that correct? Biff and Chaz.
Yeah. That was Ron Nemi's deal.
Mike Peskin. I think.
Mike Peskin. He used to own IPW. Good friend of mine. I don't know. I can't remember. They come up with it. We're just like whatever.
Because they knew our background of tennis, and then they're like, "Well, you guys are good in tennis. Maybe we can do like a rich guy gimmick country club thing." So
right.
They just kind of threw it out there as something to try, but it was kind of short-lived actually. But yeah, that was Mike Peskin's idea.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, it seems like you guys really make a home for yourself in IPW. Obviously, IPW will come up a lot in this conversation, especially. I know I'm fast forwarding a little bit, but if I talked about every single match you had, we would be here for a very long time. The 15th of May, 1999. I found this to be an interesting one. It's at an event called Break the Barrier at the ECW Arena in Philly. You both take on the Pitbulls, Pitbull number 1 and number 2, for the IPW Tag Team Championships. You dropped the belts to the Pitbulls on that night. What was it like working with the Pitbulls?
It was cool. That was a hot crowd. That was that arena and stuff.
But they were nice guys, man. They were easy to work with. Nothing bad to say about them. They were actually pretty cool guys, man. Like, it was easy. We were so green in the business. We just kind of try to follow their lead and stuff, man. But it was cool, man. It was cool.
It must have been
in that building was cool with
of course, yeah. I was also going to ask about, to actually be in the arena in that era. I guess that the Philly crowd would still be like an ECW crowd, despite not being an ECW event. Would I be right in assuming that?
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Yeah, it was packed and they were hot, man. It was always up there, man. That whole like Jersey, Philly. Times we went up there, man. It's different. It's cool. They're into it, It's a different locker room, different types, The Florida guys were all like, it seemed like they're pretty jacked. All the guys like Scoot Andrews and like I said, Mike Sullivan and Buck. And those guys are all bodied up. And you go up there, it was like they're just tough dudes, But it was fun. It's cool going up there, like New York and Jersey and all that. They're hot crowds, man. And we used to do Combat Zone too. That was cool, man.
With John Zandig, he helped us a lot, man. Like, yeah. He took a liking to us, man, and he would call me, back in the day just to catch up on stuff. But man, Combat Zone was awesome to work for. I don't mean to skip ahead on your interview and stuff, but
okay.
But I know about the Northeast. I have good memories of working everywhere up there, and all the guys were cool. I mean, that's right. When I met the Hit Squad, Todd and I met the Hit Squad.
They're good.
They're awesome, man. And then low key, we had met up there, and we're all friends to this day. Some long lasting friendships from the Northeast up there, definitely.
Yes, John from Combat, he got us over to Japan the first time.
A few times.
With Big Japan.
Yeah,
man, we were green boys, man. We're just trying to, work 3 jobs, try to practice wrestling and try to get booked, man. It's tough, but luckily you get some good people looking out for us. So.
That's great to hear. And I was going to bring up Combat Zone in the second after next question. So we will get there in a second, but I don't want to gloss over too much for IPW. Personally, I don't know much about IPW because, back then I would have been, well, I'm not going to say how old I was because I don't want you to feel too old, but I don't know much about that company. So please tell me a little bit about that company and your fondest memories of working for that company.
Yeah, Todd. Yeah, so Todd, when we first moved to Florida, Todd went and checked out some indie show, and he's seen this little guy out there on the mic talking, running around doing his thing, and it was Ron Nemi. And then Todd approached him and was like, "Hey, when we're ready, would you want to do something with us? Like, we like to do something. We like what you're doing." And then he took a liking to us too. So he he took us under his wing, and then, so we started, grinding it out. And then Ron started IPW, and really IPW was just a bunch of just the local talent dudes that were wrestlers that were really, really good, like Buck Quartermain, Scoot Andrews. Who else we got up there?
Yeah, we already said all those.
Yeah, all the local guys, the legends now. But we just put a little company together and just started building it up, man. And Ron Nemi and Mike Peskin really are wrestling like encyclopedias and geniuses, man. So we built up this little company, and then we got a little TV deal, and I think it aired like in Florida and just in Georgia,
cool.
and then just build it up, and then started getting all the top indie stars back in the day, from like AJ Styles to Samoa Joe worked there. Everybody worked there. Punk worked there.
Yeah, Low Key came down.
Yeah, everybody. Eddie Guerrero worked there. We ran some big shows, and
Canyon.
It
It got to be a pretty big deal, and we had some good houses, and everybody kind of wanted to, if they're coming through Florida, they wanted to work for IPW, and Ron did a good job with getting these guys down there, so it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the company it was the top company, one of the top indie companies, I feel like, in the United States.
It was.
They built that company up so much that we defended the IPW tag belts against the Road Warriors in Japan a few times, and which is a huge deal, coming from just a couple of dudes trying to start this little company up to making it grow. We were making a lot of money doing it, but it was just a big deal where the belts mattered, and we defended them all over the world, dude. We were in like South America, I mean, everywhere, doing some really cool stuff. And it was awesome, really. IPW was great company, good dudes. Had a good time, man. Great memories.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you guys this, when I was doing my research today, I said to myself, these guys had such a crazy career, and I'm just so excited to learn about all these things. There's so much I'm going to bring up later on that when I read it, I was just like, I can't believe all these different things happen, but we'll get to it. The 11th of March, the 11th of March, 2000. CZW March Violence. You both faced the Haas brothers. May Russ rest in peace, for the CZW tag team titles. You did kind of talk a little bit about Combat Zone, but please go into a little bit more detail about how you enjoyed working for Mr. Zandig and being in front of those fans in the Combat Zone.
Yeah, it was fun, man. And Charlie and Russ were cool. They ended up getting signed to developmental not too far after that match, but they were cool. But like I said, going up there to the Combat Zone, they were packing them in there, and they had good houses. They had some guys doing some crazy stuff there too, and then they had some like legit wrestling, and they had the hardcore guys. They had a good blend of everything. Yeah, man, I don't know.
That company was crazy, man. Like the hardcore stuff. I mean, I'm sure everybody's familiar with it, but damn, man, like that was a learning experience. Watching those guys, man, a wife beater, those dudes, man, were insane. But it's funny, like when you, as a tag team, man, we didn't know Charlie and Russ, so you Google them, you're like thinking, okay, damn, these guys are shooters for real, man. They're all Americans, Seton Hall. So when you meet these guys, you're thinking like, okay, man, this could go either way. Bro, this goes for all the Northeast people I met up there. They were all cool, man. It was like, as soon as you like, hey, what's up, man? They know that you ain't about like doing any dirty shit, man. You just want to wrestle,
Have a good match.
have a good match, and I ain't paying no cost. Just have some fun and fuck it, have a couple beers afterwards, man. That's what we're really all about. And people that know us that's the way we are. I remember like when we met the Hit Squad, they were that way. They didn't know how to take us in low key.
Yeah.
Then we walk in, we're like, "What's up, dude?" They were like, "Oh, okay, you guys are cool, man." So
I don't know. They heard that. I don't know where they got it from, but that we might be difficult and stuff. I remember walking in the locker room. They were all low key, and the Hit Squad in the corner. And I walk up, "What's up, guys?" And then after that, it was like we were friends, and we were like close friends, and it was totally what they didn't expect, and then You know, I thought we heard that they were going to be kind of rough to deal with, and they were cool, man. Dude, it was like long lost brothers, man. Right from the get go, man. So we, you know, Key and all those guys are all cool, man.
Yeah, cool. And you know, I mean, I for my assumption would be like people probably see you two and judge the book by its cover and be like, these two big intimidating dudes. They probably feel a bit intimidated, but then at the moment one of you open your mouth, immediately they'll be like, they're just two dudes. That's what my assumption.
Yeah, I used to hear that a lot. They go, man, you guys look mean. And then when you open your mouth, you kind of kill it. And then it's like you're like Mike Tyson. You know, so the Tyson effect, you know, like, what's up, man? You know,
another date that's very important in your career, guys, is the 16th of May 2000. You take on Australia's own Ashley Hudson and Corey Williams on an edition of WCW Worldwide at the Cajun Dome in Lafayette, Louisiana. How was that experience? You know, I guess you guys are only like 2 years into your career. You have this opportunity to be on Worldwide, which has been a show that's at that point probably been around 20 years. This must have meant a lot to you to be on that show.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity. Those guys are great to work with too, man. But you know, we were so great. Really? Yeah, they were cool. I remember. I did. I think I did a Frankenstein during that match, and they were gonna. They go, okay, take it, man. That's cool. But they were cool. But we were so young in the business, man. We're just trying to get through.
We ran into, what was the black guy's name?
Corey.
Yeah, we ran into him. And wasn't he? I don't know. He had something smart to say, man. Maybe he might have been kidding around, man, but I just kind of took it a little weird.
I remember. I think he was just joking around.
But yeah, it was all right, I guess. You know, I barely remember the match, but yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool being and going to WCW because I remember being in the locker room there. I don't know if it was that time or like the time after, but you know, you just go in there, you try to keep to yourself and stuff. And I went to a back locker room to get changed, to get away from everybody. And next thing you know, like Sting walks in there, and then Flair, and then somebody else, and I'm getting dressed, and Sting's like, man, there's two of you guys. You know, if I'd have did that shit in WWE, they'd have been fucking mad. They would have like kicked you out of the locker room because I'm trying to get away from everybody, and I stumble into the fucking top guys, and I'm in a single bathroom, and they're in there getting changed. I'm like, I was there first, and by myself. And then here they come. I'm like, shit.
But they were cool.
Yeah, they were cool. They were cool as hell. But you know, you get to WWE, they would have fucking been all pissed and you know how that shit.
Of course, because the WWE is the kingdom of fear. Obviously, it's you know.
Yeah, I'm sure you got some questions for that later coming up.
Of course, it's you know, all I hear is eggshells and red tape when it comes to WWE. But I wanted to bring up Big Japan now, and I don't know. Again, with my research, some information might not be there, but it says 21st of June 2000, you head to Big Japan to face off against Ryuji. I knew I was going to screw it up. Ryuji Yamakawa and Shadow WX at the Fukushima National Athletic Meet Gymnasium in Fukushima, Japan. It might be Fukushima, but I'm immature. What was it like working in Japan? This must be exciting. You know, a few years into your career and you're off to Japan, the land of the rising sun. That's exciting.
It was cool. I barely remember going for Big Japan. It was, I don't know. It was all right. I can't remember. I remember we didn't get to go out like see, you know, you were there wrestling, but you didn't get to go like see like in the towns and go like do some tourist things. You were just kind of stuck there. The money wasn't that great, but
it was a great opportunity. What I remember is like, I don't really remember the matches there, but I remember like some of the funny things, like because Wife Beater was there, like, and like they would announce him over the intercom, and then he was having a hard time getting that weed eater started. So you hear this like trying to start it up, and it would die on him, and we kept stopping. You have to replay his music to come out. The little things like that would make me laugh, man. But It was intense, man. It was cool that watching. They did some crazy hardcore stuff, but the matches were good. I just barely remember. It was so long ago.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You guys
You
have
did good
taken
with
a few
that
bumps
one.
in your career. It's okay to not remember everything.
Yeah. But there again, that was John Zandig.
Yeah, he got us
pulling the strings over there and got us over there. And that's huge, man. Like, who goes to Japan like that quick, you know? And
yeah, exactly.
all good, man.
Yeah, 2 years ago or 2 years before or whatever, we were in Omaha, or I was in Omaha, working a regular job. Next thing you know, I'm in Japan, so
Yeah.
So it was cool, man. It was a great opportunity because when else would I be able to go over there?
Exactly. It's a dream. It's a dream. You're a fan when you're a young man. It's a dream to be able to do these things, and you finally get to experience them. And you probably I mean, for me, I would just be pinching myself all the time, being like, I can't believe I actually am doing it.
We were ranked nationally in tennis, and I was sponsored by Prince Tennis Rackets and had some endorsements and stuff. Like, how you go from doing that, now I'm wrestling in Japan? Like, man, that's how crazy life is, man. Like, not to be like cliche, but like, you really can do anything you want in life. Just do it. And there's a lot of haters. Oh, you can't do it, but why not, man? You can do it. You do whatever you want, man. So, full rides in tennis to pro wrestling, man. I don't think it's ever been done, really.
No, it's two very different sports right there.
Yeah.
This is the big one, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this. I've spoke to Tough Tom about it. I've spoke to Mean Mike about it. I always find it very weird that somebody will be given like a tryout or like a dark match when the company is like literally days away from shutting down. It's the 19th of March, 2001. It's the final edition of Thunder, a dark match against Disorderly Conduct. How did this come about, and like, just why?
I think it was just like Johnny throwing us a little payday because we're local. It was
okay.
I don't know.
You know what it was? I think Eddie Guerrero got us that. I was friends with Eddie down here, and he called Eric Bischoff, and
really,
yeah, he called him. I was at Eddie's house, and he was watching some of my. I was having critique my stuff. It was a match actually against the Haas brothers, and he goes, "Hey man, I'll get you a look at with Eric." So he calls Eric. Eric goes, "Cool, have him call me." And I'm like, "Oh man, I gotta call the president." And so the next day I called him, and I probably sound stutter. Hey, this is Eddie gave me your number. He goes, "Yeah, okay, man. Because I have your flights booked or whatever." I go, "Do you want a tape or anything?" He goes, "No, not necessary." I was like, "Okay, man." And then we're up there. I think that's how that happened. Yeah. Well, I know we got up there to one of those times in WCW because of Eddie. Eddie got us. He made a phone call for me, so that was cool. So yeah, we did the match. The match was cool. Me, Mike, and Tough Time were good, man. Me, Mike's he's a real good friend of mine, but I wish I would have got to train with him, man. He's trained a couple of my friends in wrestling, man. Damn, he's so good, man. Because he started shit when he was 17 or 18 in AWA.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match was fun. I remember back then I used to be able to jump pretty high. Go, give me a backdrop, and I remember we did the backdrop in a spot, and I remember I jumped, and I remember going off the screen of the TV screen and coming down. Looked like somebody had my ankles, and I fell off from the ceiling. But I still had some spring in my joints back then. But yeah, they were cool, man. They were. Me and Mike had he was gonna hit a flying elbow off the top rope on Mike, and Mike was out a little bit too far. And me and Mike had to go for it, and he was limping for about a month. His probably his side nerve was all jacked.
What did he hit the flying elbow?
Yeah, off the top.
Remember? The finisher was he comes off the top with a flying elbow, but like I was way out there, and like he had to jump so far that he said he had a bruise down his leg for weeks. He could barely walk because I was so far out there.
Excellent. I just found it so peculiar, and because for disorderly conduct, they hadn't been on TV for, I don't know, like maybe since like January or February of 2000. So like I was always like, why did you guys suddenly show up for the second last episode of WCW TV for Thunder? And they were like, we don't know, but now we know. Like Eddie helped out.
I think Eddie got us that spot, but then according to Mean Mike, he says that they were gonna, because I don't know if he was under a deal then or something, but they were gonna hire all four of us, but I don't know. They go, but we're gonna shut down tomorrow, so whatever. But they lied to us, I guess, for whatever reason. But yeah, that was fun. It was fun. Did we work them twice? Me, Mike, and Tough Tom? I can't remember. Oh no, they're good though. They're experienced guys, man. They'll get you through it.
They're unsung heroes as far as I'm concerned. A lot of those guys that worked on WCW Saturday Night and all that during the later years of WCW, they deserve a bit more props than they get.
That's like the Southern Posse, man. They were breaking us in. Those guys are right there too with them. So
definitely. Yeah, we used to bounce with me and Mike down at this club in Ybor City called Empire, and Tom would come in once in a while and help us out and stuff. And that was always fun when they were together. All we do is just talk shit the whole time working.
Yeah, well, ever since I interviewed Mean Mike, I don't think I've gone a day without talking to him. So we've been friends.
That's my dude. He was supposed to be my best man at my wedding.
Yeah?
Yeah, down in Puerto Rico, but he couldn't make it down there, but he was supposed to be the guy, man. Yeah, him and I are pretty close. So.
That's cool, man. Okay, the next section I'm bringing up is an interesting one because I know me, Mike, and Tough Tom did do a little bit here, but I think they only worked one match. But it's the XWF. It's the company that Jimmy Hart and a whole bunch of guys kind of put together. They do these like tapings at Universal Studios in Florida on the 13th and 14th of November 2001. This was when I first saw you guys, when I got the XWF Lost episodes on DVD. And when I saw you, I was like, who are these guys? Why have I never seen these guys before? They're both jacked and they're twins. How are they not on my TV right now? That's what I first thought. So there's a few matches that you work within those 2 days. And I just want to go talk about these teams that you work with, because this is an incredible list that I'm going through here. Firstly, working with Public Enemy. That's pretty cool. How was it working with those guys?
From what I remember, it was easy, man. Those guys work easy, man. They're just doing the hardcore stuff.
They were cool.
They were cool guys. I had nothing bad to say about them. It was easy. I don't really remember too much about it, but they were always cool. Teddy was a cool guy, man. Yeah, it was easy. Just kind of walk through some hardcore stuff. I barely even remember, to be honest with you. But
it wasn't a hardcore match. It was easy. It was little quick TV matches and stuff. But
yeah,
they were good, man. They they've been around forever. They know how to work smart, I guess. So
of course,
wasn't too bad. Those guys are cool. The other guys that we wrestled were a little rough, but
the next team I wanted to bring up was the Road Warriors. I mean, I know we're going to be talking about the Road Warriors a little bit later when I get into your trip to Japan, but there's a match with the Road Warriors. I mean, to me, this is just so exciting that you guys are going to get to clash with them here. So, how are you guys feeling getting to work with the legendary, Animal and Hawk?
That was cool because, like most everybody, when you're kids, or younger, you used to watch those guys. And they'd come out and you're like, oh shit. And then next thing you know, you're in the ring and you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like thinking back, like in high school, like I remember my buddy had a picture of those guys in their locker and stuff. And then like, now you're going to wrestle them. You watch them come down the ring, like, dang, this is crazy, man. But no, we wrestled those guys. They were giving. They were cool. They bumped around for us, man. They were. Mike's awesome. Joe's cool. Yeah, the match. They were very giving, man. Like, because they roll through everybody, man. So we were grateful for that, man. They made us look good as we could,
Yeah, they let us bump them around a little bit, and I think, did we go over? I can't remember, but
I think it was the Nasty Boys interfered or something.
I think it was a schmoz. Yeah, there was interference.
Yeah. But Joe and Mike are great guys. I was friends. We used to kind of keep in touch after that, you know. So yeah, man, they're good dudes, man. We got in the back. We just talk about working out and training the whole time. That's what they, you know, they were big meatheads too, you know. So that's how we just sit down and just talk about training and shit. So.
I found another match that you guys had, another interesting one, because I didn't know if you guys had worked with them or not, but you work against the Harris brothers in another matchup. This is, I mean, come on. Do I need to say it? I mean, twins versus twins. That's a big deal right there. Working with the Harris brothers, how did you find those guys?
They were cool. They were nice. They were, you know,
I felt like they had a great sense of humor, man. Like, you know, they're good wrestlers, but they're silly guys, man. Really, like when you get past there and you're looking at them, they're looking, you know, big dudes, man, intimidating. But what I remember, because I hung out with them a little bit, you know, here and there, and they're all just silly. They're nice guys, man. And they know a lot, man. They helped me a lot. I wrestled them in Puerto Rico a couple times, and yeah, they helped us, man.
That's cool. I just wanted to know. You know, I haven't had the chance to talk to anyone who worked with them, so I just had to bring them up.
They were cool.
They're very giving, man. They're workers, man. They know what they're doing, definitely.
Yeah, I think they get unnecessary flack from the internet wrestling skid marks out there. I always enjoyed the Harris brothers. And the last team I'm going to bring up, a little birdie told me that this last team I'm bringing up happened to be your favorite team to work with, the Nasty Boys.
Oh, God.
Man, man.
Bunch of two fucking oafs in the ring.
Yeah, man. They're just bad people in general, man. I remember we were talking about the match with Sags' dumbass, and they were just gonna try to we couldn't get shit. They wouldn't let us get shit in. And Mike goes, "Damn, can I get a sunset flip in or some shit?" And Sags got all fucking hot about that. I wanted to fight him after our match, actually. We got in a little argument after the match, man, and we were arguing, man. I had my hand fucking ready to fucking knock his other tooth out. I still want, if I see him to this day, man, it might be on site, man. And Knobs' dumbass, he's got something coming to him too. He's so fucking stupid. He doesn't even realize what he does. I wish I would have been there when New Jack knocked him out, because at that same bar 2 weeks before that, I was at that show and he was there, and I said, "Oh, good, I'm gonna if he fucking says something stupid, I'm gonna fucking clean his clock." And he didn't. He was all, you know, baby facing and shit. But I was kind of I was just looking at him like, man, don't even trip tonight, man. And but yeah, man, they're fucking scumbags, man.
Fucking dumbasses, dude. They're
Yeah.
not. Yeah, they're just Sags. He's just a bully and shit. I remember like, we ran into Knobs at this commercial audition. We were laid into fucking Knobs, and we're like, "Where's fucking Sags, man? We ain't buying that. You fucking beat up Shamrock. You fucking jumped him." Like,
Yeah.
we went in on him. Like, you didn't beat up Shamrock. You had to fucking jump him from behind, and you fucking fat fucker sitting on a 180-pound dude from behind. Like, you ain't shit. Yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Knobs is still alive. Fucking dude, don't have a job.
Did you guys ever hear the story of when Shamrock years later confronted them both in an airport?
Yeah, I've seen it.
See, you know, the thing is, when that XWF started, they were in charge. They were like one of the bosses. So you kind of had to eat a little shit, but you had to eat a little shit like you always have to. But I remember after one of our matches with them, man, dude, they're stiff as fuck, man. They don't even know what they would just hit you in the face. They're not even trying to protect you, man. I remember Sags was kicking Mike in the face, and Mike just stopped selling. He was like swapping his.
I'm like, really, dude? Like
swapping his foot away. He's like, man, this is
every time I wrestle those fucking fat asses, I got color hard way every fucking time. Every time.
I'm still waiting to run into this. Knobs has got something coming, man. I'm hoping to run it. He lives around down in Tampa around there. I just I'm waiting just
I hope someone films it.
I think him at one of those autograph signing places. I might sneak up behind him and like grab his bag and put a bunch of shit in there, or a bunch of dog shit, or piss in a bottle and dump it when he's not looking. He's fucking garbage, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about Sags. This is kind of off topic, but do you remember Bam Neely?
Yes.
Guerrero's bodyguard?
Yeah, I had him on the show a few months ago.
Okay, so Bam Neely has a friend that actually lives next to Sags over like in Treasure Island, and this dude's loaded, man. So and Sags ain't got shit, so he's broke, so he had to like sell his house. So this dude goes, "Well, I'll buy your house. I'm gonna bulldoze it and make condos out of it, but you can live there for a year rent free." So Sags gets all just drinking fucking whiskey or whatever, I heard, and Bam Neely's wife was at the next door hanging out with Justin's friends and stuff. Sags came over with a shotgun and started like trying to intimidate everybody, and actually like pie-faced Bam Neely's wife, like threw her down, dude. I had yeah, dude, you talk about if Justin runs into fucking Sags. Yeah, I was hoping, and then the cops had to come, and they didn't arrest him, but yeah, they took his gun or some shit. But like, I remember when that shit went down, man. Like, we were at work, me and Bam Neely worked together, and I'm sure when Justin sees Sags, he's gonna have something to say to him.
Fuck,
He's just a bull. He's a fucking jackass.
I would not fuck with Bam Neely, that's for sure.
Yeah. But who does that? You walk around with a shotgun and you're fucking drinking whiskey, and then you try to intimidate your neighbors. This Justin's wife, bro, she's skinny, a little girl, a little woman. And he's just walking around fat as fuck, looking like shit. Yeah, I got nothing nice to say about those two fucking bitches.
No problem, guys.
Because Brian Knobs he friend requested me on Facebook not too long ago. I'm like, what?
Really?
What is this?
One time, Knobs, he had a wrestling school. So I don't mean to interrupt you. He had a wrestling school, and so I was trying to go there and get some ring time in and stuff, man. And you know how this wrestling etiquette and shit is. So I was like, hey, can I get in here and roll around? And like, he's like, no, man, it's for my paying students and shit. And then like, I remember his wife said something to me like, damn, you got all those muscles, but you ain't doing nothing with it. It's just like, they ain't cool, man, at all.
I'm surprised he has a wife as a woman actually can stand being around him.
No shit.
She's fucking she's tore up too, just like him, man. They enable each other, man. They're all fucking drunks,
Right. I just wanted to say, I think it just makes no business sense if that they have they kind of own the XWF and they bring people in. Why would they not want to make them look good because they're investing in this new product and they're investing in you guys for bringing you in? So why would they do that? It's just mental.
Here's the situation. The situation with those like money marks that come in, because they're marks, so they see the old timers on TV, so they think they're the best person for the business part of it. And so these older wrestlers, guys, they'll be like, well, I need all this money. So say you have a budget of $1 million, dude, they're gonna take all of it, and then pay like the up and coming guys like $50 a match, and not care if really the product succeeds. As long as they get their paydays, then run the business. Not done, shut it down. But I made a couple $100,000. Fuck the wrestling.
Yeah, they have no longevity in their mind when money guys come. They're just gonna try to get a big payoff. They're gonna get bring in all their buddies and get fucking take all the money and then shut it down, man. That's all that is. That's all that was. You knew it wasn't gonna last.
Yeah, and the XWF unfortunately did not take off. I liked the product. I've seen like all those episodes that were put together on that DVD. I thought it was going somewhere, but alas, Hogan gets signed, Hennig gets signed, They take a few people away from the company, so.
Yeah, you know what? That the wrestling gear that we were wearing, they made those for us. We had to wear those stuff. The white singlets, that was their idea. You know, they say, hey, wear these. So it was kind of like high voltage.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, they had us. They bought those for us to wear, so it wasn't our choice.
Fair enough. Well, moving on from the nasty, we don't have to talk about them again. And XWF. This is where I'm getting at, guys, when I'm talking about like the crazy career. Winning on June 8th, 2002, excuse me. The Shane twins win the NWA World Tag Team Championships from Chris Nelson and Vito DiNucci in Lima, Peru. That, I don't know. For whatever reason, that just blew my mind that this big thing happens in your career. You win these prestigious tag team titles. Oh, no, not in Florida. No, in Peru. Please tell me about your experience in Peru and how it felt to win those championships.
Peru was fun. What was weird is like when we first started wrestling, I mean, we weren't even in the business that long. I don't know if it was the first year, but you know, we started training, and next thing you know, we're down in Peru wrestling. You know, and like I said before, you know, a couple months before that, we're Omaha, Missouri, in the middle of nowhere, not ain't doing shit. But it was fun. They drew a lot of people to those shows. We were down there a couple times.
We did 3 tours there for 2 weeks at a time.
Wow.
So we did 6 weeks there. Wrestling with those guys, it wasn't as I expected, man, because I feel like Chris Nelson, he could have done better. I think he was, I don't know, he wasn't at 100% really. And then
Vito was good.
Vito was good, but Chris Nelson was not good that day. I felt like, man.
Yeah, because Chris is really good. He's an old school guy. I don't know. And Vito was good. I don't know. The match was all right. They were probably could have been better. But they were cool. I mean, we wrestled them before, right?
Yeah,
a few other times, IPW and stuff. Yeah. But it was cool. You know, I'm trying to think. How did we were supposed to pick the belts up? We got the belts and we're supposed to drop them, right? We weren't supposed to have them that long.
I can't remember.
We were supposed to flip them over again. But yeah, they were cool though. I mean, yeah, man, I don't know. I can't remember the whole thing, but
that's all right. I just thought it was important to mention that you guys won the NWA World Tag Team titles.
Yeah, it was cool because it was the old belts we got that all the legends had them. Flair and those guys. It was really, that was cool. That was the big cool thing about it.
The thing is with that though, I don't know with Chris and Vito. I don't know when they talked to Ron Nimi. They dropped the titles to us, but I don't know if it was they had to meet with the NWA board or whatever it is they do.
Yeah.
So they didn't know that Vito and Chris were going to drop them to us. So when we picked them up, I don't think that went over very well with them. And when TNA started up, we went in as the world NWA champions, and we got there and they stripped us. And, and then I remember Bill Barron's going, in like kind of a dick way, he's all like, we're going to strip the belts. We're not going to get recognized as world champions and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. And there was a part of me and Mike and I was like, fuck, I'm going to hang on to these fucking belts, man. Fuck you. I ain't giving them to you.
And that's my regret. I should have kept them, man.
Because those are the belts that the Road Warriors had. They were the actual NWA world. I should have just kept those fuckers. Fuck you guys, man. But we gave them up. You knew, and
you want to play along. Okay, this is another opportunity. It's wrestling, and at the end of the day, it's entertainment. Let's move on.
Yeah, but Bill Barron's a good dude, but just the way he relayed the message, and like he wasn't that cool about it, so it was, in a wrestling business, he's, like I said, sometimes you sit there and he's like, this guy fucking talking to me. But you have to eat a little shit. But but Chris Vito was cool.
Look, and speaking of having to eat shit, all right. I have this is again a crazy career, right? I don't know. I don't know whose idea this was. Okay, and you probably know what I'm going to bring up. It's June 29th, so June 19th, 2002, the first total non-stop action wrestling pay-per-view for NWA TNA. It's Richard Dick Johnson and Rod Johnson, the Johnsons, being managed by Mortimer Plumtree, who is a very talented guy. You team up against James Storm and Psychosis, and then again on the third episode on July 3rd against America's Most Wanted. What was with this?
What I remember, I was the day they called me, I was in downtown Tampa eating lunch, and Ron Harris, Ron or Don called me, and he's kind of like giggling, and he goes, "Man, we got a spot for you guys, man. We're gonna this long elaborate idea." And he tells it to me. I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I go, "I'll call you back." I hung up on him, and he was giggling as I hung up on him. And then he calls me back, and he's like, "I go, are you serious, dude?" I go, "I don't know, man. I don't know." So Todd and I spoke about it, and then I remember I was asking Ron Nemi about it too.
Yeah, no, but I think we went back down to Peru, and then Jarrett called you, and he was like begging us to do it. And from what I remember, it was like, do it for 2 shots, and then we're gonna get you out of it, and then we're gonna have you do it like a big baby face turn on it and get rid of your manager. So that was we're like, okay, we'll do it 2 shots, and then the story was supposed to be like Mortimer was like tricking us to wear these dumb costumes or some shit, and then we're gonna turn on him and then have a baby face run or some shit. That's what I remember of it. But they just did 2 shots, and then that was it. But yeah, that was it. That was it. There was, from what they told us, it was gonna be, just 2 shots, and then we'll start running with you guys, without the costumes and shit. And so that got over on us, man, pretty much, Yeah,
Ron Nemi was dead set on us not doing it. He's like, don't do it. And then Todd and I are talking, like, it's just wrestling. It ain't like, it's just entertainment. It's like, you're an actor. Like, how many actors you see do roles that maybe aren't the best for them, but maybe it helps them or maybe it hurts them, but it's entertainment. Who cares, really?
Yeah, it was show. Looking back on it now, it's show business. That's you get a part. And plus, we're trying to make a living at being wrestlers. And a new company starts up, and like, I'm trying to get a steady paycheck, man, instead of doing fucking struggle city. Here's an opportunity. They call us, say, "Hey, man, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this with you guys. And then we're gonna keep going," and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, shit, okay, that's cool. And then, you get the rug pulled out from under you. So it's show business, man. People are like, "Why'd you do it?" Probably, I don't know, man. I'm trying to get a job, man. But
so you're in a costume, you're in a hood. You're like, no one, they just know us because of people talk in our bodies. You can tell it's us, but
if we wouldn't have did it, man, they had a fucking 100 other indie guys would have fucking jumped on that to do that spot, and plus from what they, like I said before, what they planned for us to do, they were going to keep us and keep going and shit, but it didn't work out that way.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think for NWA TNA, massive missed opportunity there to just bring in the Shane twins, 2 twins that are jacked. Like, God, that's all you need. That's all you need. You don't need them to be dressed as 2 penises.
I remember those uniform or the costumes they gave us. Like, I remember seeing Todd walk out, and like his legs are like 33 inches around each leg. Like, his quads were so huge back then, man. We were doing some heavy squat back then, and that was hilarious looking, man. Even my buddies say, like, "Holy shit, look at his legs," man. Like, we were putting in that work, man.
When you put on the outfits backstage, what was the reaction from everyone else?
Scott Hall's like, "Hey, man, I think you need to do more squats.
Yeah, actually, I forgot to tell you this part. They had like some fur to put on around the boots and stuff, and man, I didn't wear them. We got heat for it, kind of. They're like, man, you guys can play along, man. I said, man, I forgot them at home, man. So,
yeah, we got heat for it.
They were mad. I was like, man, fuck this shit.
I think you were doing them enough of a favor as it was, so they can calm down for a minute there, I think.
yeah. I remember that we were in Gorilla, and they're like, hey, man, where's the rest of it? And I'm like, nah, man. And you gonna play ball with us or what, man? Like, nah.
I looked down at my boots like, what fur?
Unbelievable.
Was there a minute ago? Sorry.
Unbelievable. And everyone probably thinks Vince Russo came up with it. No, it was Jerry Jarrett and the boys there at TNA. Vince Russo hadn't come in yet. So just for everyone out there who's probably thinking that.
Yeah, Jerry was calling. He was calling you. I think he called you and he was telling you that because please, man, please. And you called me and I was like, man, I don't know, whatever. I was doing, see what happens if they, but that's show business, man.
Just strange that he's begging, please. What? Oh boy. Okay, let's get away from NWA TNA. I just think they missed out on something there. You guys hadn't been like on a stage like that on television, or I guess their pay-per-views. You've been doing everything else. But like this was an opportunity to have like a fresh team of two jacked guys that, they could make, seem like, these are TNA guys that we've built from day dot, and we're not just relying on ex-WWE guys. But anyway, moving forward, the 16th and 17th of December 2002, I thought that this was obviously very important to bring up. You both wrestle on Heat and Velocity in dark matches. The 16th is at the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando against Bruce Steele and Style. And the next day at the St. Pete Times Forum in Tampa Bay against an old foe, Charlie Haas, and his tag team partner, Shelton Benjamin, which I'm sure was a great match. What was the feedback here? How will the opportunity come about, and how was it finally to be able to work on a WWE show back then?
I felt like the feedback we got from WWE for years was like, we were always too big. They're like, we need to get cut up, drop some weight and stuff. Cause we were always like in 300 pounders and WWE, they would subtly say, hey, maybe you guys change your look a little bit, maybe do this and that, but not like directly saying it. But, that was what I remember about WWE back then, doing the tryouts and stuff. I don't know.
Who did Bruce Steele tag with?
It just said the guy's name was Style, but like sometimes it can be like something mistyped. So
yeah. No, Bruce is good. I remember Bruce is awesome, man. I'm good friends with Bruce Steele. He's really good. He's still working now.
Cool.
He was good. I remember when we wrestled Sheldon and Charlie, we got done with the match, man. They were excited. They go, man, that's one of the funnest matches we've had in a long time. They were cool.
I remember because Johnny Laurinaitis was like, hey, we're going to push these guys starting like next week. They're going to debut. And I remember, so we're all sitting in the back locker room, man, and like, man, we almost missed that match. Like really all of us, man. We were supposed to be in Gorilla. And they're like, dude, where are you guys at? And like, bro, we were so nervous, like, because we were running so late, all of us, like, we got to Gorilla and it was like music hitting already. Like it was go.
Yeah,
like,
it was
an opportunity that damn near we all missed, man. Damn, I can't believe it. I was so, after we made it, but damn, that was cutting it close, man. Shit.
Yeah, Charlie and Sheldon, they couldn't find them. I don't know where they were, but it was like get out there. It was quick, man. But they were cool, man. It was fun. They were happy with the match, and like I said, they're like, damn, that was a fun match. That was like the funnest time. They had the most fun in a while with us. So I don't know, that was cool. It was good to hear from those guys.
Absolutely, two fantastic athletes. And, okay, so this is the first opportunity. WWE give you a little bit of feedback, maybe just do that, whatever. But you guys become known as the Crushers, working with the Road Warriors in Japan in July of 2003 for Fighting of World Japan Pro Wrestling. And this, again, crazy career. 11th of July 2003, you wrestle the Road Warriors in their last match as a tag team. They never wrestled as a team again because I believe Mike passed away in October.
Yeah.
Any stories of your time over there with them? Because I know that it was like a series of matches, and at one point they even put you guys over in a couple of the matches. Please tell me about the experience working with these guys over and over again for, throughout July of 2003.
Well, I remember the first match. I don't know if this was the match you're talking about, though, but the first time we wrestled them in Japan was at Yokohama Arena, and it was a big show, man. I think there was like 15,000 people there, and we go out and to wrestle them, and Hawk ends up knocking me out like in 30 seconds in the match.
Well, no, I remember because Hawk was like, "Man, we got to stay strong as Jap style, so we gotta go stay strong. So I'm gonna hit you with like a clothesline, and you kind of like no sell it, and then you hit me with hit one. I'll no sell it.
No, he hits, but in the beginning of the match, we do some shit, and he hits me with the Rude Awakening.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I hit I popped my head on his shoulder, his trap, and it rang my bell. And I was kind of out a little bit. The spot next was we were both going to hit the ropes, double clothesline each other, both bump, get back up, talk shit. I walk back and tag Mike in, and then Hawk gets Animal in. We do the tackle or the clothesline. I go down. I hit my head on I'm already fucked up, and then I hit my head on the mat, and now I'm awake, but I'm out. And I'm rocking. I look like a turtle. I'm trying to rock up to get up, and my brother Mike's like, get up, and I crawl to the corner and pull myself up through the ropes, and Mike opens the ropes for me to get out, and I'm standing there going, oh man, I'm knocked out, but I'm awake. I can see what's going on and shit. And then they do their spot and stuff, and I did the match on autopilot. I took their finish, man, with a flip off the shoulders and shit. And, yeah, man. We go in the back, and I'm done. And I'm sitting there, and I go to Mike. I go, Dan. I go, we work yet?
Yeah, I'm taking my boots off, taking shit. He's like, hey, when we going out? And I was like, you fucking kidding me? I go, dude, we just wrestled. He was like,
I go, we worked? He goes, yeah. I go, how bad was it? He goes, fucking terrible.
Yeah, there's a picture on the internet with Todd and I holding this trophy up with the certificate and the belts and everything.
That was a different match.
That was that's
the one he talking about when we beat him.
I feel like you were knocked out in that picture. Like you're just like,
oh man, yeah. And then after that match when I was, I had a concussion or whatever. Hawk and all of us go out. We go out partying and shit, and probably shouldn't even went out, man. But yeah, that was a long night, man. But back to then we wrestled when we won the
IPW belts.
The IPW, is that what you're talking about? The IPW belts?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Shit. What was the question though? Just wrestling?
Oh no, I just thought it was interesting the fact that you guys actually had their last match, and I want to know how you felt about that and just the experience of working with them.
We wrestled them. We also wrestled them at Kirk and Hall, and we went over on them. I don't think they ever lost in that place. That was cool. They were nice. They let us do it. So
it's an honor.
Yeah, man. They let beating the Road Warriors in Japan's a big deal. So yeah, they were real nice about that. Yeah, man. Shit. So I don't know. Yeah, it was cool.
Absolutely. It's not like they got beat very often. So
yeah, Mike and I used to hang out a lot though. We were in Japan. Him and I would go out like almost every night.
They're like drinking buddies over there.
We'd go out and man, we'd go out and get back like 10 in the morning, catch the bus. That was like every night. And we were in my room. I was getting dressed. I was getting ready to leave with him, and he's like, He goes, man, you remind me of me 10 years ago. I go, is that good?
Yeah, they go out, man, and party all night long, man. And Joe is like me. I was kind of more like reserved and sit at home, and I'd go out, but I wouldn't, go crazy. And I remember some of the guys were like, "Well, you gonna go back to your room and drink your milk and read your Bible?" It wasn't that bad for me, but
yeah, Hawk and I we spent a lot of time, man. But my attitude is like I said, when do you ever get to go to Japan? I always treated every trip like it was going to be my last trip. So, they put us in Roppongi, the hotel, and Roppongi is like a big party spot in Tokyo. And our hotel was right there. So Mike and I would walk, Hawk and I would walk, a block away, and we'd be out, 10 in the morning coming back in. So, we had a good time. It was fun.
That's great.
I'll tell you a couple of funny stories about Mike, man. We were at the Hard Rock Cafe in Tokyo, and it's like on a second story. So you go up this set of stairs. They're kind of steep. Mike always wore these cowboy boots with like the silver tips on the front, and he had this big leather jacket on. So we're walking down after we're leaving Hard Rock, and we're walking down these stairs, man, dude. They're a little bit wet, man. He slipped. He tumbled, bro. At least 20 steps, like ba-doom, 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 all the way to the landing. And this lady was at the bottom and goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" He stands up, he goes, "That's what I do for a fucking living." Dude, I would have probably needed surgery after falling that hard, man. then like 2 days later, we're walking into this bar that was it was a cool little bar in Japan where it's like the sidewalk. You lift up these metal crates and you go under the steps that go into the sidewalk, goes into this bar. He had those damn boots on again, bro. He takes a couple steps, zip, back bump onto the landing. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, man, are you okay?" Yeah, I pick him up. And then it was such a weird experience because then we're sitting at this bar and I'm sitting on the stage. It's like I had a little stage for like music and stuff. And I'm just kind of staring across the bar, this black bar, lights kind of, in and out. And I see Hawk at the bar drinking, and I'm like, this is a crazy experience for me. But I'm thinking in my head, I go, damn, this dude just fell hard as fuck. He's okay. I'm just drinking my beer, looking at him. He's just having a good time. But damn, he fell a couple times like that.
I remember that. I remember you took some big bumps over there, like walking down these stairs and shit. And, he no-sold it.
Those boots got him, man. He'd be slipping and sliding. But I remember on the way, we were flying home, and they have those stanchions at the airport, and they're going for days. They're like zigzagging and shit. Hawk's got his big like hockey bag with all his gear, and I'm standing behind him. So he sets his bag down. So the collar, his shoulder strap, was like he was standing like in the circle of the shoulder strap in the bag, and he takes a step and his foot got caught in his bag, bro. He takes this front bump and wipes out all the stanchions in the airport. It was like a boom, 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 boom. It was like a domino effect and shit. He's laying there. He's all laying there. And then I had to pick him up, and the security's all looking at me. I go, he's just really tired. He's just tired. Let me pick him up. He was funny, man. He took a step and had his bag around his foot. Yeah, down he went.
Yeah, it's the stands with the nylon cord.
Yeah,
man. He cleared them out. It was like boom, 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 boom.
It's like something out of a movie. Okay, well, moving on from your fantastic experience there in Japan with the Road Warriors, wanted to bring this up. Okay, it's December 2003. It's the 15th. You're working with Rosie and the Hurricane on Heat. Again, the St. Pete Times Forum in Tampa. And then the following day, again on Velocity at the Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida, against Jungle Jim Steele and Mike Barton, which a lot of people may know as Bart Gunn, who had obviously formed quite a good career in Japan at that time. I just interviewed Jim Steele maybe a month and a half ago. So like this was like them hoping to be signed. Obviously you two are hoping to be signed. Again, another opportunity to do these two dark matches. Please tell me about this one.
Okay. I forgot about Hurricane and Rosie. I'm sure it was good. Hurricane was always cool. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's funny, man.
I don't know.
Rosie, we got along with all those guys. I barely remember the match, but I mean, I can relate to my, what I remember with those guys is like if they were cool with us, then everything was fine. I don't really remember the match, but
It's okay. 18 years ago, it's fine.
Yeah. And then Jim Steele and Bart Gunn. I just kind of remember it a little bit, but yeah, those guys are awesome. Jim was always like, back then his physique was probably one of the best ones in the wrestling business at the time, man. Like he was yoked, man. Like, and I always thought, because Todd and I were so new to the business. He had been around, did some tours for like All Japan, I think, and I always wondered why he hadn't been signed, because I always thought he was a talented guy.
You think looking at him, Vince McMahon would have creamed his pants. You know what I mean? Like Vince was always a body kind of promoter. You like the guys with the bodies. So yeah, I'm surprised about that too. But anyway, that was another opportunity I needed to bring up. But finally,
what though, about Jim, I remember Jim having a tryout match in WWE. And I remember even Test was making a big deal out of him, going, "Damn, man, this dude's fucking jacked." And but then I don't know. I think Jim had a reputation though, of partying and that whole deal when he was in WCW.
Of course, yeah.
That might have held back a little bit, but damn, he was definitely talented, man. Like, and his body, he was yoked, man.
He was all right. I don't know. He was all right. You know what it is though. Here's what I'm probably 80% sure of this. He was tight with Johnny Ace, and they used to go to Japan together. So, and then Johnny got those jobs as the boss of WCW and WWE. He probably knew what Jim was really about So, that's probably why, So probably to his party. So yeah, he was good when we were like really green. I don't know. I have to watch his matches now, but he was all right. He wasn't the nicest guy to me, I don't think. But whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
No, fair enough. But yeah, as I was saying, that was another opportunity there. I guess maybe hopefully the feedback was more positive this time, because finally in January of 2005, we're getting to it now, guys. The Shane twins were signed to 3-year developmental contracts. And
you know what? Let me to go back when I think it was that tryout with Rosie and them, or that time.
Yep.
We were at Waffle House at like 2 a.m, and Johnny Ace calls us, and we're like, oh shit, we're gonna get a job, we thought. And he was like, man, you guys did good, we like it, da da da. And then nothing. We didn't hear anything. But
right.
I got my hopes up high when you get a phone call at 2 a.m. from the office.
You would think, right? Like
that area code.
An opportunity.
I knew the area code at the time was 203 for Connecticut or whatever. So I was like, okay, this might be good. And he liked it, but nothing ever came of it.
Right. So what was it that led to it happening finally in January 2005? Because in my research, there were no other dark matches or tryout matches. So correct me if I'm wrong, if there was another opportunity to, do a tryout, but it says January 2005, you signed 2 contracts. How did it come about?
Okay. I remember the day I was driving. I had torn my triceps. I was in a brace, and I had torn my tricep, say like August, maybe October, my right tricep. And I was driving home from Steve Kern's wrestling school. It's like 11:30, and Johnny he calls me, and he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm good. And he was like, you guys in shape? And I was like, yeah, but I was just, I'm in a shape. I'm in a brace. I'm all fucked up. And he goes, all right, we're coming to town in December. Get down there. He goes, what do you weigh? I go, 300. He goes, all right, you get down to 275, okay? And I was like, okay, cool. And then, so I called Todd. I was like, hey, man, Johnny said we got to get out 275. They're coming to town in December. And I said, so he goes, I want you at 275. So then, so we started dieting a little bit and stuff. And then we have a tryout. I can't remember if this happened first or second. Like, I remember we showed up at the building and Johnny meets us outside the building and he walks up to us. He goes, are you guys 275? And I go, yeah. He goes, are you fucking lying? And I was like, no. He goes, I'll get a fucking scale right now. No, man, I'm 275. And he's like, pretty much, well, fuck, if you'd have been 275 years ago, you've been here making fucking money. Come on, guys. And then we end up getting signed. Pretty much the gist of it, yeah.
Yeah, we went and wrestled like in front of everybody during the day. We wrestled MVP and Bruce Steele, I think. And yeah, and then he pulled us out of the ring and goes, come in the back. And Johnny goes, we're gonna hire you guys. So that was it, man. He goes, you did what we asked. And I think I was 268 actually when I got down.
Okay, so you did get down. You weren't lying, just
and that's what I tell like the younger wrestler guys. I go, when I mentioned before, I go, they kind of give you like subtle hints without telling you directly. Hey, fat ass, lose some fucking weight. You know, if they would have said that to me, I would have been, oh yes sir. But they're like, well, maybe change a little something. And I'm like, I'm in my head thinking, what? We're too big to be wrestlers? Like, damn, I remember I used to watch the Samoan SWAT team and all these big fuckers wrestling and thinking in my head, if I ever ran into those guys outside on the street, I would never mess with those dudes, man. Like the bigger dudes tagging. So, but yeah, so I tell the young guys, I go, if they tell you something, man, kind of listen to it because they're telling you without telling you. So yeah, so
gotcha.
That was
so
the deal.
They're throwing it out there and they're hoping that you just figure it out for yourself. Is that what you're trying to say?
Exactly.
Oh dear. So finally it happened after all these years, you know, what is it? 7 years at this point of hard work, perseverance. You've finally been signed to the WWE. Now let's hope that some real cheddar is going to be made here. Time wears on. I know that there's a SmackDown house show at the Civic Center in Portland, Maine against Big Vito LaGrasso and Nunzio on July the 7th. And I know at some point around this time, or maybe just before it, again, research can be difficult on the internet. You're sent to Ohio Valley Wrestling. And here it is. I am excited for this. I want the rebuttal of a lifetime here because there's been shit going on on the internet for years now. Now it's the Shane twins' time to have their comeback, hit their finish, and win this fucking match right here. Okay. There is a dark match at OVW that Al Snow and Jim Cornette have spoke about. I want you guys to have the chance to have this rebuttal. And this is how it was laid out. I listened to a clip from Jim Cornette's podcast today. This is how he laid out what went on. There was a spot that was organized for the match. I hope I get this correct. I think I'm right. One of you were to grab one of the baby faces. The other's going to be coming at him for a clothesline. It's like that old kind of spot we've seen, you know, over the years. The baby face ducks, and you're supposed to clothesline your tag team partner. But on this occasion, apparently, as the babyface ducks, the tag team partner also ducks. So the clothesline is missed on both. And you both kind of turned and looked at each other, realizing no contact had been made. And a few seconds later, a phantom bump has been taken. And he apparently went ballistic on the commentary table or something. Afterward, he spoke to you guys and had a word with you guys asking, how long have you been in the damn business, blah, blah, blah. And then apparently he called John Laurinaitis and said that he was banning you guys from OVW. It's a weird story. You know, people make mistakes. It's a dark match. Who cares to why react? Right. But you know, this is Jim Cornette. He takes it very, very seriously, as we know. Please tell me your side of the story. I would love to know what went on here.
I think with the clothesline thing, if I remember right, the babyface got hit with the clothesline. It was kind of like a grazed off him, and then it went off, and then that's when shit got a little fuzzy. I think
I was the one that took like the phantom bumps. Those clothesline, yeah, and it was a mistake, on my part, probably. I accept it, but like, I mean, the thing got messed up, and I know they say, well, you guys are twins, you guys could switch parts easy, all stuff, but I don't know. It just got messed up, bottom line. I don't remember all the details, but that sounds like about right. The spot got messed up regardless. And then, we tried to cover it up, but I mean, it went like shit, but then that was that. And then, we did get, after the match, we get called into this room, and Jim, like, he laid into us stiff as fuck. And then he's asking, how long you been working? But when it's like 6 or 7 years, dude, it's like, you're like a weekend warrior. You're not like working a territory for 7 years where you have 2,000 matches and stuff. We were green, and mistakes happen. You know how many matches I've seen up there that were fucked up, that were just awful, and then mistakes made. I see him make on Raw and SmackDown through the years. Like, I've seen Batista make mistakes. I've seen Orton, those guys, but yeah, he went off on us, but that's all true. But we were only sent there for 2 weeks anyway. We weren't like kicked out of there.
Yeah, we went there on we asked to go there because we were sitting at home and getting paid, and like, just sitting around. Was like, call Johnny and say, hey, can we go up there and practice or whatever. But the vibe of going in there, man, to OVW, just walking in the door, they weren't receptive of us being there in the first place. Man, I thought when we got hired by WWE, it was going to be like a team, and like, these are coaches, and they're going to bring you along and polish you up real nice and all that shit. Nah, I walked in the door, man, dude, it was fucking tension, man.
Yeah,
Al Snow wasn't fucking cool.
Jim Cornette wasn't cool. I was looking forward to working with Jim, and I was kind of happy to meet him, man. Dude, it was the day when I met him. Dude, he wasn't cool at all. No, nobody was cool, man. And then they put us in that dark match that night, and it went like shit. But I feel kind of like it was a setup, not because of the match guy was bad. It was set up like that. Just the vibe was like they weren't welcoming at all. And then like the next day, it was fucking, we still got heat from it and shit. I remember Al sat everybody down in the stands, the whole class, all OVW. And I remember he was just putting himself over. He had just recently been hired to be a coach, and he was like, just shitting all over WWE. Like, I don't need WWE. I have my own school, and fuck WWE and all this shit. And I remember him specifically, he was burying Chris Masters. And the couple of days I had been there, all I had seen is Chris working hard in the ring. Like, he was in the ring a lot. And he was, I have a son. And this is true because I don't know Al's kid. He's like 14 or 15, and he thinks Chris Masterpiece is a shits, and he sucks. And in my head, I remember I was sitting next to Melissa Coates thinking like, damn, is this what WWE is about? Like, I figure like everybody's trying to like work together. Like, you want Chris to do well. That means the company's going to do well. You'll make more money, and everybody's like a team, but dude, it wasn't that way at all, man. He was shitting on everybody, man. Like,
instead of like just shitting on him, we should fucking try to help. He was a coach, or he was his job was to help fix people's problems and stuff, man.
If you can't throw a punch, you fucking show them how to throw a punch. Then don't write, or instead of writing a fucking note, they fire this guy. He can't fucking throw a punch. Or, I felt that's the way it was up there, man. The whole time I was there, like, it wasn't. A coach, you break the guy, you bring him down, but you have to make sure you bring him back up for his confidence. I feel like they were just trying to run people out of there.
I remember in the ring just warming up and them just nitpicking, just shitting on you. And it's like, you don't even want to do any moves because they're just going to bury it. Not like, hey man, this could be better this way or this way. It was, God, I mean, if you ever talk to Ryback, he'll tell you about Al Snow. He'll got stories for you about him. Al Snow would bury him to the office, man. Al was known for telling you to your face, you show you a report, here's what it's going good, and that. But then he sends the notes, fucking killing you to the office, trying to get you out of there, man. It wasn't like it was a weird environment. Even the guys there that worked there weren't that receptive of us when we walked in there, man.
One person that was really cool was like Aaron Stevens.
Aaron Stevens was cool. Ryback was cool.
Boogeyman, Marty.
Boogeyman, because he was new. He was like new to the business, and he didn't know that they were gonna fuck him over too and knock his teeth out. Because Al didn't like him. He had, plotting against him, but it's funny when Marty starts getting on TV and shit, and he was like kind of like the top guy. They're treating him. It changes, man. They're all up his ass, but they treated Marty like shit there, man. Tell him that story about Marty.
Oh yeah, so I'm sitting there watching. Marty was just gonna do a spot where he was like a manager. All he had to do was jump up on the ring apron and distract somebody up there. And then Danny Inferno comes up and throws his flipper, fucking knocks out like all his teeth, dude, like knocked them like all out. And he falls on the ground off the ring. Man, there's blood everywhere, teeth everywhere. It was fucking crazy, man. And it's just fucking practice, man, dude. It was so unnecessary. So Marty's hurt. He's all fucked up. We're staying like we're neighbors at the Suburban Lodge together. And Marty and I are close because Marty and I actually have a history of like living in the same places. Like his whole life circled around my life. I lived in this one place, then he moved there. And then I went and bounced in Miami. He moved from Missouri and bounced in Miami. Then we got hired like almost the same day in WWE. So me and him are tight as fuck. He calls me and I was like, dude, you all right, man? And he's like, yo, if I call you tomorrow, I tell you not to go to school, don't fucking go. I was like, Marty, you serious? Mike, don't go to the school if I fucking call you tomorrow. He was going to kill those motherfuckers, man. No joke. Like, he was fucked up. And I don't blame him. He was a movie star before he was hired in WWE. And I was like giving him, like, I had like protein shakes and stuff. I would try to help him out, because he's a big jack dude and he can't eat because his teeth's all fucked up. But
that's how they do it. They don't want you. You're not like Warner there, man. They didn't like Marty. Did not. He was like 40 years old, just started to wrestle. Yeah. Man. They're fucking trying to run him. They're trying to run him out of there, man. They knock his fucking teeth out. I think Al gave the Iggy to go ahead and go, hey man, let's fucking test this guy and knock his teeth out. And that's the way Marty felt. Like every day I left there, I was like, man. It's like you can go back there and fucking have shoot the place up, man. The way that some of you they treat you, man.
To me, Al, he's not a good coach, man. Like kind of what the big rib was too. Like, and he probably never didn't know what's going on. Like, so the environment was shitty, motivation was shitty because he's burying everybody. Everybody's confidence is down, I feel, and so he'd be talking and like we're taking questions and stuff. So no one wanted to wrestle. So it'd be like foot tap to the next guy. Ask a question so we don't have to get in the fucking ring. So Al, he don't have no problem talking, putting himself over.
Yeah, he was long-winded, man.
He'll talk you out of your fucking game. Like he's long-winded as fuck. And we just keep him talking. He had no idea. Ain't nobody want to wrestle in front of that motherfucker.
It was funny because he'd always tell, you got to get over, you got to get you guys over. Not to us, to everybody. And then when Tommy Dreamer introduced him as the official trainer, he goes, this is the best kept secret in wrestling. I'm like, right? He's not over. He's don't know what the fuck he is. Except for, he's on MTV doing his long-winded fucking talks,
Yeah, he can sure talk.
He'll talk, man. He'll fucking talk and talk, but he's not a wrestler that I wasn't even really familiar with him because he's not the type I would fucking even watch because he's not like an athletic guy. He's not built. He's just kind of there.
Yeah, to me it was funny because for a guy that thinks he knows everything wrestling, I did spend one fucking day in the gym and like now I guess he's in good shape now when his wrestling career's over. So that kind of makes him the dumbest motherfucker in wrestling. You wait to get out of shape, or you wait to get in shape when your career's over with. You start taking a bunch of gear. You start training with your son when he's fucking grown, dude. Like, you should have been doing it from fucking day one. Like, no, let me get it right. You're one of those dudes. Well, I'm a fucking worker, and then I could fucking do it just because I'm good at wrestling, but I'm not. I look like shit. Look like fucking Joe Dirt. Like, ain't no one buying him as a wrestler, dude.
He was kind of, you know, the things I look at when I was watching people wrestle and shit, like I'd watch him run the ropes, and he runs like a duck, and I'm like, damn, this dude ain't got an athletic bone in his fucking body, man. And he was just hard to buy into, man. I mean, he'll talk a good game. He can fucking, you know, he's been around since he was, you know, 18, but he was just never a guy that caught my eye. But
remember he was talking about that fucking baseball slide he does in the corner and along his knee and shit.
yeah, well,
He was like, I'm surprised no one stole that from me yet, man. It's such a good move. And I was like, really, dude? Not really. But, you know, wrestlers, but all opinions and shit, man. But he just wasn't, as a coach, man, he got an F for me, because I'm not the greatest. I was pretty much a weekend warrior when we were up there. Well, teach, dude, teach. Don't try to fucking get someone fired. You're there to coach. Like, why don't you make a guy fucking great instead of running them at her? You want to get handed a finished product? Come on, man, fucking coach, dude.
But circle back to that match. We were watching the next day. We were watching it, and the entrance of us coming out, the door opens up, and we walk out. We take a step out, and I'm like, damn, we're fucking pretty good shape. You know, they started shitting on us when we walked out. It was like, we didn't even have a chance to do anything wrong. And then Cornette and Al just started fucking hammering us. We took 2 steps out from the fucking curtain or door, whatever, man. I'm thinking, hey, at least we're fucking pretty good shape now. And they're fucking shitting. I remember Mike, he told me he looked over at Cornette and Kenny Boland's fat ass at the table there, and they're fucking giving us the fart face.
Bro, I was in the ring. I stood up in the ring. I looked over against the wall where they had like the table set up for announcing the shit. Bro, every one of them was fucking mean mugging me. Like it was crazy, man. I was like, this is a fucking setup, man. They hate us. I don't know if we were set up like they didn't like us from the get-go. So no matter what we did, and I'll take responsibility. I fucked up the match, whatever, it happens. But it was like, even if I nailed it, I still would have got fucking slayed in the back. It don't even really matter, really. But they weren't cool. They're not good coaches.
And you know what? I bet you if you know, when Al was first started wrestling, or even now, I'm sure he blew a ton of fucking spots. You just never hear about him, man. And I'm sure Cornette is blown fucking spots doing his shit. So, you know, it happens a lot, man. But them to say, you know, be that stiff, and like they kicked us out of there. We weren't even supposed to be there, man. We were supposed to wait till Deep South opened anyway. So say, oh, we're not gonna.
Yeah, we volunteered to go up there. Like, hey, let's go get some ring time, and then then it was like a setup, man. Like, it's exactly what happened, man. And then to blow it up, you know, it's like the biggest story in wrestling, like about us. It was like them cutting a promo on us and this and that. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? I've seen so many matches get fucked up. It's no big deal. I don't even fuck it, but it's just as people and stuff, man. They're not a good coach at all. Oh man, that all. I like Bill Demott way better, man. Because at least he'll break it down and put you through hell, but he'll make you into a machine with confidence. And yeah, confidence. When Bill is a good coach, man. He gets a lot of slack, but for us, and we had our go arounds with him too. You know,
but you could talk to him. He was, you know, he was receptive to everything. He's a good dude, man. But like, you know, and then you being a new guy with the company, you know, you got to kind of sit there and fucking take it so they can say, yeah, man, I fucking yelled at this guy. He didn't do shit. It's like, man, yeah, that used to kill me. I remember like Oleg, he was
he was working out. Bob showed up, and Bob's cool, but him and older guys, well, Bob was young and old, trying to intimidate and stuff, and I'll come to the ring and beat your ass and call him out in the ring, but well, come in here, and he's trying to be the shot, like.
Hey, sorry guys,
like,
you're breaking up a little bit there.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's really choppy. Sorry,
Year.
just as you were talking, then all of a sudden I couldn't really hear what you were saying.
What about now? We better now? Well, I'll start over with it or whatever.
It's yeah, I don't know the and Jack, if you're seeing this when you're editing, just letting you know, it's just your voice is very like muffled, and the connection is starting to get bad for some reason. I don't know.
Maybe we'll get a little closer. What about now? A little bit better?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but anyway, sorry.
Where did we lose? Yeah, I know we're kind of going all over the place. But yeah, I don't know. I barely remember. I remember just getting yelled at and shit, and then during the TV, they were just fucking pissed at us too. But it wasn't like a learning environment going to OVW. It was kind of just a shit on you, and and then shit. Even when I was there. We were there. Lance Storm was there, and we're in there watching tapes, but of fucking matches, of former matches, and his match was on. He was doing something with Hogan on his pay-per-view or some shit, and he walks by the door and he goes, "Hey, you guys are off the hook. Somebody else fucked up this week, so you're off the hook." But I'm watching the match with him and Hogan, and he's fucking bumping like shit. He's anticipating his bumps. He's running off the ropes with his arm straight down on the side, and then he's falling down. It's like he's like running like a natural, like you would run in real life. He runs with his arms straight down. He's already anticipating the bump. And I almost stopped the tape and say, "What the fuck is that? What am I go, you're teaching, and then you guys are fucking up on pay-per-views with Hulk Hogan in the fucking ring, man." So, yeah, and that's just like nobody's perfect. And then but they want to come down on you, fucking off with your head, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Get out of town. Don't wrestle again. But when you watch anybody wrestling, none of them are perfect. I don't like Lance Storm's stuff either. He wasn't that cool to me either up there either. He's got the worst working kicks, man. You ever watch this match? His working kicks. He hops. It's like
he hops and throws the left leg out before he does the stomp with the right foot.
Yeah. Thing with his body. He's doing like China used to do matches and shit. And I'm just like, that's a girl spot, man. I don't know, man. It's just we are doing it because they didn't shit. So we're not we can't say nothing. These guys got all the power. So but yeah, I fell to his face. I don't give a fuck. He wasn't that. To me, he had a longer career, did some cool stuff, but a lot of it don't get on tape at all. Shitty kicks, punch.
I don't know, man. You blow, spot gets blown and shit, and then they want to talk shit. But I'm sure there's plenty with Al and all that. But it's funny because they like to shit on us. We were in developmental. We were called up 6 months later to TV.
Yeah.
So
I think from my perspective, I kind of see it like this: okay, a mistake was made. You're in developmental. That's what it's called. Mm-hmm. So if a mistake's made, you should help the person fix the mistake next time. But again, it was probably just like a brain fart, as I think that's the word people use. Mistakes get made. One mistake, you should not have a job and not have the opportunity to make money and put food on the table. I think that's a little bit harsh, but that just seems to be the way that, again, as I mentioned before, the kingdom of fear of the WWE. But I think we should move on from this subject because there's so much more to talk about. But thank you guys for the rebuttal. I really appreciate hearing your side of the story there.
But you know, real quick though, like the way they train now, which is funny to me, is like they train with helmets on, and like they're super nice. I see them like kidding around with the new the new wrestlers, and they're having fun with them. They're like, hey, we're good guys. We're gonna teach you how to wrestle and be pro. Man, that was so far from the way it used to be, dude. It's funny to me, man. It's because it's all like corporate, publicly traded company. You can't get away with that shit. You know, you slap Cornette slapped Santino. Shit, man, he would have sued him, man. He would have had a lot of money.
You know, that's another case with Santino. You know, he's developmental or trying to get a job. He'd fucking get up and fucking kill Cornette. You know, in any other circumstance, but he's trying to get in, so he's got to fucking eat a little shit. And
I mean, Santino's a shooter, so I mean.
Yeah, man. He's a
balls
good
and
dude,
Jim,
man.
bro. Balls and Jim.
Yeah.
And Jim did say at the end of his rant on his podcast that, and what happened? How were they rewarded for me wanting to ban them from OVW? They brought them up to WWE TV. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah.
Incorrect. Sorry. I did my research today. 3 months in Deep South Wrestling in McDonough, Georgia. So that's what happened before you came up to TV. And I would assume you were probably coached a little bit nicer there. I believe Bill Demott would have been working there. Don't know who else, but please tell me about the Deep South Wrestling experience. Jody Hamilton. Well, there you go, right there. I mean, power plant right there.
One more thing about Cornette, the way he was speaking about us, like he don't even know us, man. He was like motherfuckers, and he was talking crazy, man. Like, I might have to go see him one day. I don't know.
He's got a weird clique. He's got a weird clique of people up there that are his little, you know. It's funny because when he got all pissed at us, I knew a girl was trying to get a job. She went up there, and I guess her, you know, Cornette, I guess he's got a reputation of letting the dudes, all the guys, the boys, some of them, come over and play around with his wife or some shit. It's a weird vibe up there, man.
Allegedly.
Yeah, there's something going on there. I don't know. I didn't get the chance to know him, man. I kind of wanted to, just because he's been around forever, and I wanted to get coached, not yelled at and told I was a shits. You know, this is like, fuck, man.
But enough about Cornette. Let's go. Let's do some other stuff.
But all right. Deep South was fun, man. It was hard though, man. It was like the power plant. You heard stories about the power plant, because we got there and they didn't have the school set up yet. So Bill would go to Gold's Gym, and they had a big aerobics room there, and we go for like 4 hours of just straight conditioning. It was hard, man. It was 4 straight hours. I remember like I thought, this is only a one-day thing, you know. The next day we had to go back. We had to go every day. And I go to the Gold's Gym, up to the counter. I'm like, how long is, I was like, we only got this for an hour, right? Because I thought they had classes or some kind of gym classes going on, aerobics. Man, it was like 4 hours of straight hours of hell. Every day, like, dude, and we were older, man. We were like 35, 36 years old. All these other guys are young. No, we were 38. No, like 30. 35, 36. We were old, man. The rest were like 20-year-olds, and we were getting smoked. But we can hang, though. We can hang. We were gonna take.
It was like, you know, typical days. You walk in there, 500 squats in a row, 200 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, grab this like 100-pound punching bag, go run a couple miles with it, come back with it. I mean, it was non-stop, man. But it turned everybody up there into a machine, man. Like, man, I was like 280, like, cardio for days, man. Like it was good, man. It changed our whole look, really.
Absolutely.
You know, you could tell, well, at least I could. You could tell a guy that went to OVW, because they were in that condition. They would just sit there and talk psychology or whatever. They would never like really get in the ring too much. They just do a match here and there.
Right.
But Bill, man, you were there. You were putting in some work, man. That's why a lot of guys didn't want to go there. Yeah, we would see guys. They come watch the practice or two, just watch it. And they're like, nah, I'm good, dude. I'm going to OVW. But I love it there, man. It was fun, man. Because Bill, man, I always tell myself, I try to remember some of Bill's sayings, like, because I had 2 young boys at the time that were really like good, like coaching moments, like where he brought you down, bring you up, and it was just good. He's a good coach, man. Hard, man, but he gets you through it, man.
Excellent to hear. And isn't it funny that all of a sudden isn't it interesting? There's no horror stories of the Shane twins in Deep South. That's a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah. Dave Taylor was down there too. He was awesome. Dave Taylor was a good dude, man. And that guy's, he's been around forever. He's so good. He was a great coach as well. I remember Brad Armstrong stopped by. Man, dude, that guy was great too, man. I was hoping they put the belt on him in the ECW, man. He was a technician like Steve Regal, man.
Absolutely.
Those guys that roll around and Dave, man, dude, it was amazing.
Anytime Brad Armstrong is brought up on this show, it is always just singing praises about his ability and also his sense of humor.
All the Armstrongs are cool, man. Bullet Bob.
I'm wearing Road Dogg's shirt right now.
When I was when Todd and I, we were just moved into down break, we did some commercials for Sonny's Barbecue, and we did like 5 or 6 of them. They aired like 9 states. And Bullet Bob, every time I saw him, man, he put us over for those commercials, man, and we were nothing in the business, man. Like, and he's a legend, and he come talk to us and like got us, and like the commercials we did, man. Armstrong's, they're all badass, man. They're cool guys.
Okay, guys, so you find out about the Gymini gimmick with Simon Dean. You're going to be his henchman under the pretext of being satisfied consumers of the Simon system. Please tell me about how you thought about the idea and, obviously working with one and only Mike Bucci.
Well, if you remember what happened, they didn't really tell us about it. Like, I remember it was Mark Carano was like, he called us. He's like, hey, you're gonna fly out. We got something good for you. And then we show up, and then they tell you the deal. But yeah, I was happy for it because Mike Bucci he's so smart, man. Good mind for wrestling, and shit, man. I was looking forward to it, man. He was a good guy to listen to. He would tell us put the matches together and tell us good things to do, and man, he was awesome, man. I was looking forward to it. It could have been better if I didn't tear my pec, but and it killed off the momentum. But yeah, it was a good deal. Could have been a real good deal.
Absolutely, yeah. And the debut, I watched this earlier today, 10th of January 2006. Jake and Jesse are the names that you're both given. Yeah. You make your debut on Velocity in Philadelphia to destroy Billy Bax and John Trotsky in 1 minute and 45 seconds. I thought you guys did a fantastic job. You look like monsters. You destroyed them. This was training day for the Gymini. It all made sense with the story. How did you feel going out there? It is a bit strange that the debut's on Velocity. I would have thought that they would do that on SmackDown. But again, Simon Dean's character wasn't exactly like a main event character. So your foot's in the door.
I think our debut was on SmackDown against Paul London and Spanky.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the actual debut.
Right,
then,
okay.
I remember that, Todd went out first. And they go, Mike, you wait a second. So you kind of surprise them. And then I come out like a few seconds later, and then we're standing there and do the twin gimmick.
Some people didn't get that. They thought we screwed up the entrance. Like Mike was like, he forgot to come out.
Michael Hayes told me, wait a second, wait a few seconds. And then we did it.
So they wanted me to go out first and kind of stand there by myself. And then Mike comes out and they're like, oh shit, they're twins, that kind of thing. That was
the debut, yes.
And then
and
what else?
Again, that's a problem with the research. Sometimes dates are wrong when I do that research. But it makes way more sense that it would be that because it's on the 15th of January 2006, which was my 19th birthday, and you just decimated Kendrick and London. How are they to work with? I mean, it seems like you worked with him quite a lot during your time in WWE. I got the chance to meet them both when they came and wrestled in Perth many years later.
Yeah.
But please tell me about them.
Yeah, I love wrestling guys like that. Well, those guys are so athletic, man. But it's always cool, like when a bigger team wrestles against a smaller team. It just makes more sense.
It's easy. It's an easy story.
It's so easy, and those guys are so easy to work with and so athletic. And Paul London, he took some amazing bumps for us and stuff.
He's crazy.
Yeah, they were good guys. Those guys can go, man. I mean, no doubt about it, they can go. And yeah, it was cool. I remember we threw Paul around pretty high in some of those matches, man. And he had no problem taking it. He's tough, man. He's tough.
Absolutely, yeah. And like, I just thought this, and I'm just going to go through a few matches here that you had, because you guys go on the run here and you're getting wins, and like it's building. The Mexicals on Velocity on March 14th, again with Kendrick and London on the 28th. The Mexicals again on the 11th of April. Paul Burchill and William Regal on the 17th, which is, that's thrilling to work with William Regal. You'd always learn something wrestling him. And of course, May 9th against on SmackDown, Joey Ryan and Tom Wellington, another squash victory there, which actually appears to be the last televised match. But do you have any stories of any of these, working with any of these guys through this run here?
I remember the William Regal match with Burchill. Dude, Regal was so busy shooting vignettes all day because he was doing, he had something going on with Paul. And we had nothing called in that match at all. We had zero called. And I think maybe William or Steve, he might have been like, I don't know, looking back, maybe messing with us. Because he can do it with his eyes closed. But like, we get the gorilla position, and man, literally nothing called. And you're going out on SmackDown, like, come on, man. It's like, but we wrestled. It was quick, but it's very. I was nervous as fuck, man. I was like, damn.
He was always one of my favorites, man.
We had nothing called in that match. It was just you wing it. We're winging this thing.
He's a good dude. I remember him coming to Gorilla, just putting on his hat, that funny hat, his outfit he was wearing, and just going out. But it was cool. It was good.
For what it was a quick match, but I remember, we were still new to the company on TV, and I remember I was like, oh boy, I hope this goes all right.
Absolutely. How about the Mexicals? How were they to work with?
They were cool. They were good. We wrestled Psychosis back in TNA, so of course, yeah. So he was always good.
Super crazy. It was nice to work with. I
always enjoyed him like in ECW. He was good, man. They were cool, man. They were good.
Excellent. But like this is again crazy career, right? And you guys are going to give me the answer in a second. I just found it interesting. You're getting all these wins on TV, Velocity and SmackDown. It's not just Velocity, it's also SmackDown. And also at the same time, you're working in Deep South the whole time, and you become the tag team champions. I know that you also were working a program with Bill Demott down there. Could you please let everyone out there know what the program was and what happened down in Deep South during this time when you're also on WWE TV?
Yeah, I can't remember what the angle was. I mean, it was kind of like what Mike said earlier. We had little run-ins with Bill down there, and kind of turned it into an angle.
Yeah, he was like, I remember he was doing the announcing and stuff, and like he was like burying us on the, he's trying to put us over his heels, so we didn't appreciate that. So I remember we were going back and forth with him on it and stuff, and I remember it built up to where like we came out of the ring and jumped Bill, and I remember I hit him with a VCR over the head, and then it was good. I actually hit him, and then it was so good. I go put him up again, and I hit him again. He said I knocked his tooth out when I did that, but I hope I didn't. But it was pretty hot angle actually for Deep South.
Yeah, Bill's good, and Bill and I, we wrestle and we practice. Well, him and I had good chemistry, man. We would go in there and go. It was fun, man.
Bill and I, he's a good dude, man. We just had a lot of good chemistry. That angle was good, man. It was fun. There's some like tension there, but like good tension because we were buddies, but it was like, let's go, man.
Yeah, but behind the scenes too, when he was so we'd be wrestling and he'd be commentating and stuff. So I would look out to him and he's doing his commentary and like he would give us hand signals when to like to kick it in gear because there's the speeds of the match. You go slow, it's time to get the heat, get on them, slow it down. And like I remember like we going into the heat, we hit him with something cool, boom. And I would see Bill, he's doing a commentary, he's like working, and he's like giving me the hand signals, like now turn it in, like kick his ass. And like as he's working, like, and that's what I mean. That's coaching. That's coaching. Like
it is.
He's getting you through this match on the levels, the speed you should be going through in a match and stuff, which was amazing, man. Like he's a really good fucking coach, man. Yeah.
Instead of like taking notes to send to the office of why to fire you.
Yeah, he's trying to make a star out of you.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, that's cool. But this is the part that I started getting confused with in my research. Because the final 4 matches that you work in WWE are all dark matches. Kendrick in London again on October 3rd. Funaki and Scotty 2 Hotty on October 29th. Then Funaki Matt Hardy on January 2nd. So there's a bit of a gap there as well. And
that was the Funaki. The last match you said was Hardy and Funaki.
Yeah, and then there was a
house show.
Right,
that was a house show we did actually.
Okay. Yep. No,
and Scotty 2 Hotty's match was, and who was with Funaki? That's on TV. It's on YouTube, I think.
Oh, okay.
So I think the last match was with Joey Ryan and
no, it was another kid.
No, that was the final televised match that I had, but you're probably right with the Funaki Matt Hardy match. The final match that I see that you actually have was against Ace Steel and Funaki on January 9th at the Peoria Civic Center in Peoria, Illinois.
No, we worked CM Punk there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize to you guys and everyone out there. Sometimes cagematch.net can be incorrect, but
it was Punk and some other guys. Some guys they were looking at to tag team with Punk,
right?
An indie guy.
But our last match was against some indie guys out in San Diego, and I can't remember his name, but that's the night you tore your pec.
Was it Dante Moore, or I can't remember. I thought it was Joey Ryan. It was Joey Ryan and there's another guy. Dante Moore, I think.
Okay, I can't remember.
I think that's what it was.
But I remember that day we're in San Diego, and I got a call from the office, and I was in a hotel, and they said, "Hey man, we're excited for you guys. We're gonna run with you guys next week. So you guys do your thing tonight, and then we're gonna run with you." So I figured, we're gonna get the tag belts that following week, and then unfortunately Todd, tore his pec throwing a clothesline.
Oh man.
And that was that.
Really. The thing is too, man, that kid that we were wrestling, man, man, he was before the match, we were walking through some stuff and I had to pick him up and shit, and he was fucking heavy, man. I mean, even Joe Animal's like, damn man, help like telling the kid to help me pick him up because he was just anyway, during the match, I go to hit him with that clothesline. And it felt like I was hitting a telephone pole, man. He didn't he stood.
Oh,
he was like, it's like a fucking pole, man. And it tore my pec. And that was I knew it right there, man. At the beginning, that was it's going to be tough now because we're going to lose our momentum.
Yep.
And I'm going to have to go rehab and get surgery and shit. And it was going to be a long 6 months sitting out and shit changes. And, I remember backstage looking at that guy going, damn, man, he probably just ended my fucking career here, man.
Yeah, I remember I was trying to pick him up too. And I was like, dude, will you jump, man? What the fuck? I'm looking at him. What's wrong with you, dude? He just looked at me like blank stare. And that's the problem. Sometimes when you wrestle, guys are like not in the company. Sometimes they're just not that good. And sometimes you get some good ones, sometimes you get some bad ones. But yeah, he was just like heavy as fuck, didn't bump, like, you should just have to just like fingertip them, and they'll bump for you, whatever. And
dude, it was like I hit a fucking telephone pole, and that was it, man. And then I got my surgery, and then we're back down to Deep South, and then they put us with like Tranisha and then Angel Williams. They tried to throw some stuff, but it was like
the guy that was writing for us. I think he was a writer for SmackDown. He wrote some screenplays and left WWE for Hollywood, and then when ECW was closing down, and Michael Hayes took over the booking, and I don't know if we were in the best graces with Michael Hayes, and so we lost our push. So yeah, so that was probably the end of that.
All right.
Yeah, I remember the phone call from Johnny. He's all like, when we cut a conference call, the secretary called and he goes, "Hey, we're gonna get your brother on the line." I'm like, "Fuck, here it comes, man!" And Johnny gets on the phone, and he says, "You're gonna cut us loose and shit." He goes, "We're paying you guys too much money to sit at home." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, we're not breaking the bank. But I got into a little. I was like, "How the fuck are you gonna fire us, man?" I go, "We're not killing you guys a payoff." And I'm sitting there. I go, "You got guys up there making money. I know they're not fucking bringing that back, And
Yeah,
he's like, I don't want to name names, but I'm like, there's no way that guy's drawing 20 grand, making 20 grand a week for you, in sales and shit." Nah. Then he goes, "Well, I'll call you guys back, man." So he didn't even really get done firing us.
right.
But yeah, that's what happened, man. That was it.
Yeah.
I knew when I tore my pec, that's going to be our momentum, where we were supposed to pick the tag belts up, and then when we didn't get them, when I got hurt, and Kendrick London carried them for like
over a year, I think.
Over a year.
Yeah, they ended up having like the record for longest title reign with those specific tag titles, not the demolition version of the tag titles, but the SmackDown ones.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh my God, that sucks so much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it sucked, but like things happen for a reason, man. Like looking back at that stuff, I had 2 young sons at home. I was like, if I would have been on the road, I would have missed a lot of stuff, man. So, looking back, yeah, it sucked. It fucked me up. I was depressed for a while, but I wouldn't want to miss any of my kids growing up either. So it helped me get through that devastating part of my life, actually. But yeah, it sucked. Yeah.
But we started going down after that. We started going down to Puerto Rico, man, down to WWC. And Carlos always treated us good down there, man. He was flying us in every weekend, man, for the summer. It was nice. Go down there, fly back, put us up in a hotel on the beach. Shit, it was nice, man.
Yeah, that was we did a hot angle down there against Thunder and Lightning with Brabus and stuff, man. That's when wrestling is fun. When you're involved in something really cool, a good angle, that's
what it's all about, man. That's what
it really is. Man. If you have a good storyline, dude, you're doing everything, acting, your athleticism. You don't even have to act. It's just natural, man. You just do it, because it's real, kind of,
Yeah, and then, like Todd said, like our deal was, man, they were paying us good. They flew us down for the weekend. The weekend for the whole summer, building up to our anniversary show. Like, man, I couldn't really ask for more. It was cool. But they always looked out for us down there, man. They always did. The Colognes.
Yeah. And that is you're right. That is what it's all about. And like, I kind of feel bad for so many people in the wrestling industry, especially who are part of the WWE, that they want to be a part of moments and creating memories and doing angles and going from one angle to the next and having development on TV. And I feel like it's such a shame that there's so many people that don't even get to like go out there and have a story be told, because there's no content be created for them, just to spoke in the wheel, and they're just going out there as a body and they're not actually like doing anything.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's the biggest shame. A lot of people's primes of their careers get wasted because and their creative department, it's always, we creative have nothing for you. Well, but your job is to have creative for everyone. That's why you sign these people.
Yeah.
Investing money in them to bring money to you. So
when they let us go, man, they fired like 25 guys that same day. So
the spring cleaning that they usually do, they'll
yeah.
Like within a couple of days, all of a sudden 25 people gone. Yep.
Yeah, but it's, I'm gonna go back to WWE. You remember Cade and Murdoch, man, when they were these guys, man, they were working Crime Time and stuff. This is how the backstage is WWE back then. Those guys, instead of work, Crime Time was over, and they, and Murdoch and Cade, they were more experienced guys, but they, instead of like working with those guys and working a long angle and trying to make money with those guys, they could have.
Yeah, you get a couple like thug dudes wrestling a couple like country guys, man, dude. You could just cut the best promos, and drag that on for a whole fucking year, and keep it going and make so much money.
But they would go and wrestle them, and then go back and try to get them fired, man, and shit on them, say how bad Beast was, and he was fucking terrible, and they're so fucking good, and they're fucking veterans, fucking pill guys, They would plot on how to fire people, man. The other guys would laugh about it. They didn't want to ride with anybody else because they want to plot on firing people. Instead of trying to everybody bring each other along and work angles and create stuff, they're like, let's get him out of our way. Let's get that team out of the way so we can, slide in there. I mean, how many tries did they get? How many tries did Cade get when he was up there, man? He was there forever, man, back and forth, man, getting the opportunities and shit. And they would just go back and
bro, that's an angle you would kill for, man. Like, dude, you could drag that on for a year. You could say, hey guys, man, I want you to go cut a promo on us. You shit all over us, dude. We're gonna bury you guys, and we're gonna drag this out for a year. We're gonna make a lot of money. But no, you want to shit on them, get them fired. You guys that was one of the dumbest things I saw in WWE. Them trying to bury Crime Time. I couldn't believe it, man.
I mean,
I can believe it because all they're douchebags.
I'm just thinking
right there.
I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I'm already thinking of like, and I'm not some master booker, but I'm already thinking of the contrast. Okay, country guys and Crime Time, right? You could have the country guys beat them in a bull rope kind of match, but then when it's time for a street fight, the country guys, the contrast could be so great there, but instead it's just like.
Go back and kill them to the office. Just try to fire them, get them fired. They suck. They got fired. They did get them fired.
One of them,
yeah.
This is the era where they're kind of like starting to really kill tag team wrestling, and you can see even in today's wrestling. And I don't know if you guys still watch or anything, but like that. But NXT seemed to build these teams up for years and years, get them gelling together really well, like the Authors of Pain, who are managed by Paul Ellering. They have these teams that really build themselves up, the Ascension, etc. They bring them to WWE TV and they just get killed from day dot, or they get split up within a few months. And it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, you can't keep having the New Day and the Usos be tag team champions for the next 10 years. You need to build something. But back then, this is when they were really starting to really shit on tag team wrestling. A team would be together, and then there'll be a draft, and they'd split them, and then they'll both get released because there was no creative for them. It's like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, it's just a weird environment, man.
It is.
It's good if it's going good for you, It's
absolutely
good, for guys, But
is there anything else you can enlighten everyone out there on the backstage environment, the eggshells, the red tape environment of WWE? Did you guys experience anything else like that?
There was a thing, I guess Booker T mentioned it in his book about me drinking his Red Bull, and he got all pissed about it, but it happened to a bunch of guys. I think Scotty Hugh Hottie, Tom Howard. Anyway, in the locker room, they got
Are you familiar with this story with Booker T's Red Bulls?
No,
heard about that?
No, it sounds ridiculous.
I guess it's a thing. It's a thing, but go ahead.
in the locker rooms, they got a big tub for the boys with waters and drinks and shit in there.
There's like thousands of drinks back there.
Yeah, it's full. So I guess he puts a Red Bull in there, but so you being new there, you don't know. You go back there, and it happens like all the time to him. But anyway, I drink it, I grab it, and I go out. I'm sitting there, and someone tells me, "Hey man, Booker T's fucking pissed that his Red Bull is missing or some shit." And I'm like, "Oh, I got it. Damn, okay." So I go in there, and the tub's knocked over, and he's all pissed off, like yelling and screaming and shit. And I go, "Hey Booker, that's my bad." I go, "That's me. I got it." And he goes, "What the fuck, man?" And I'm like, I'm gonna go get him a new one, you know?
Yeah.
And he's fucking pissed. He's pissed. And so like he's cutting a promo. I'm surprised because I thought we were kind of cool a little bit.
Yeah, he gave us hotel rooms before, like when he was in WCW, when we were doing like dark matches and stuff. So we were cool with him. Like, yeah, I thought we were pretty friendly actually.
And then he's cutting a promo and shit. And then like London and Kendrick are picking up the ice and cleaning it up. And then Benoit sees no. Psychosis were cleaning it up. And then Paul and Brian are sitting there, and Benoit goes, "Man, that's a former world ECW champion, man. You guys help him." So Paul and then they start cleaning the shit up, you know. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, he's pissed, and I'm like, I can't believe it. But he's running, "Oh man, you know, people fucking steal shit, and you can't even leave your wallet laying around anymore." And I'm thinking, man, this fucking guy robbed a Wendy's, and he's fucking pissed that I was gonna go grab another one, but I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting next to Benoit, and I'm like, man, I go, if he calls me a fucking thief again, we're gonna have a problem, man. He's like, yeah, man. And so he's it's fucking, man, they keep going on and on. I go up to him, I said, "Hey man," I go, "this was an honest mistake, man." I go, "I didn't know. I didn't even have to tell you I took it. I was coming to you to say, hey, that's my bad. I grabbed it. Let me get you a new one and shit." And I got him a new one. He's like, "Oh man, I'm not directing it at you, man. It's just, things, it always happens to me and this and that and shit." And I said, "Well," I go, "I'm not a thief, man." He goes, "I'm not calling you a thief, man. I'm not calling you a thief." So he starts to backpedal a little bit and shit. So we were cool. I replaced it and shit. But I guess he wrote in his book that I was like scared and all this other shit. That's definitely not what happened, man. I was just surprised he was yelling at me because I thought we were cool, and I replaced it, and I was like,
yeah, bro.
Like, damn, dude. I go, I'm not we're the same age, man. And I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah, that's another part.
I'm sorry, I'm just so surprised that this is such an important moment in his life that I had to be put in his book. Like,
yeah,
someone accidentally grabbed a Red Bull from a communal area where he grabbed drinks from, and it's just such an important moment that he has to put it in his book. Come on, Booker. You've got way more stories to tell.
You would think that it happened, a bunch of other times before that, and it happened after me. They were looking at Tom Howard, and he was, in K1 fighter and worked in Japan for years, man. And it was like a legit fighter. And Tom drank it, and fucking Booker kicked him out of the fucking building and cost him his job. Tom was out in the parking lot, from what I heard. He goes like, "Get him out here." He wanted to fight him, man. Tom would have fucked him up, man.
Yeah.
And so it's so stupid, man.
So that's like that power thing. So who's going to talk shit to, Booker or any of the top guys? Like, yeah. You drink, you make a mistake, you drink a Red Bull, which is really a mistake. There's fucking thousands of drinks running around or just sitting there. You grab one and then you go up to him, "Oh, my bad, dude. I didn't know they were yours, man. I'm gonna grab you another one, man. I'm sorry." And then he turns it out to be like, "Oh, I scared him and all this, that." Yeah. And when my brother, when he was in prison for robbing Wendy's, he robbed a fucking Wendy's, man. Armed robbery. My brother was in Desert Storm being a fucking Marine. Like, you talking about like integrity? Like, what? Who the fuck does that? Who robs a fucking Wendy's anyway? What kind of person does that, man?
Yeah, that's the thing though. He knows he can fucking scream at you and yell at you because you're a fucking new guy. He'll tell all the older guys to make you get dressed in the locker room or outside in the fucking hallway and shit. It's like you got to sit there and go, "What the fuck, man?" But any other case, I would say, "Dang, I drank the fuck out of it. That shit was delicious." Fuck you, dude.
If it was that important to him, I hope that it was a whole chapter about it, and it was called Todd Shane.
Yeah, and it's like
the Red Bull Bandit.
Yeah, it's like, and like we're brand new to the company. I go, shit, I didn't. He writes about Todd like I didn't know Todd's a big shooter in a company, man. Like he's a big fucking stretching machine in there. You know, I guess we have a reputation. I guess I don't know. You had to put him over. You know, I guess.
Well, he did what?
I mean, like, you know, he's just like putting you over. Like he intimidated you, but like, dude, we weren't even like walking around like we're the baddest dudes on earth. We're just trying to have fun, make some money, and you make an honest mistake, and he has to. Hey, I intimidated Todd Shane, like, cause
he didn't intimidate me, man. I was like, what the fuck? What?
You walk up to him and go, hey, bro, my bad, I took your Red Bull, but I didn't know it was yours. Here's some more. And he still carried on about it.
I replaced it.
I was like, fuck off, dude.
It still bothered him to put it in the book. But I want to put a bow on the WWE chapter by asking, to end it on a positive note, by asking, what is a fond memory of your time there? What is one thing that you can remember that you're like, you know what? That's something that I really enjoyed, or that there was a moment or a day or a show that you really enjoyed.
There was when I did the dark match with Matt Hardy. I think that's when you got hurt. We did it. Were you there? Were you wrestle Matt Hardy?
No.
Well, I wrestled Matt Hardy up there in a house show in a tag match. I can't remember who my partner was, but like that was fun because he has so much experience and stuff, and I had a good time wrestling with him. Man, it was cool.
It was fun. Cool. I mean, the whole most of it was fun. You know, it's just. But you know what they do is like they turn it into a job, man. They'll take the fun, they'll suck the fun out of it. But it was fun, man. You know, it's a business on their, you know, on their side. They got to make money, so you know, it's a little stressful. But
it's stressful but fun. Deep South was fun, even though it was hard. It was a good time.
It was probably my best times in pro wrestling was being in WWE. Yeah. IPW is good too, but God, I don't know. Just getting there, and just finally getting hired after all those years of trying to get in there was a big accomplishment. You know, a lot of people don't even get that far. And
absolutely.
You know, so they can say our run was kind of shitty, but yeah, I got hurt. It wasn't, and that kind of fucked things up. But
you see, you know what? The run wasn't actually shitty because you guys got a whole heap of wins. You destroyed Kendrick and London several times. It was just an injury that halted everything. It's not like you guys were stinking up the joint. I watched one of those matches earlier today. I was like, man, these guys are killing these guys, and it looks real. That's what I like most about it. It looked real.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
For anyone out there that wants to talk shit, right there,
man.
All right, that's my sign language for you. Okay, so you guys did talk about Puerto Rico and how fulfilling it was to have a nice angle there. After this, though, it seems in my research again that you guys kind of slowly but surely, wind down the wrestling career. I might be wrong though, because again, my research has been wrong a few times here tonight. What happened after Puerto Rico? Did you both kind of have a conversation, think, maybe we should try and do something else? What was going on?
Yeah, I was getting up there in age and shit. I don't want to chase it anymore. It was like I got to get like a real job, and I got to. It's like
it was time. Like we were close to being like 40 at the time, and it's like it's a young man's sport. It really is. Like I remember I was talking to Arn Anderson when I was SmackDown backstage, and I was like, well, why did you quit? And he was like, man, I got old. And I'm like in my head going, no, man, not you, man. But you get old, man. You just don't want to do it no more. It's just weird how time will do that to you, man. You just kind of time to move on,
Absolutely. And the thing is, like you guys are saying, like you're getting old, but like I thought when you were in WWE, you guys were like in your mid-20s. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that, but like obviously you guys were drinking from the fountain of youth back then. You looked pretty good for your age, but I guess maybe when you wake up in the morning, you felt about 2 decades old.
Yeah, I don't think they knew how old we were when they hired us, man, to tell you the truth.
But I remember like at Deep South, we would do these agility tests and stuff, and like I held a record for one of the hardest ones, man. So I was proud of myself, man.
Yeah, we could hang with the young guys.
Absolutely. And you know what? Like the funny thing is, like these days, when you look at the average age of everyone on the roster, if you guys went back there now, you might get a push. AJ Styles, for example, he looks younger than he is, but
yeah.
People used to make fun of Ric Flair in WCW. I think like AJ's nearly the same age as what Flair was back then. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to bring these 2 matches up because it's kind of like you go back to like where you began right near the end. It's the 1st of December 2012. Please let my research be correct. St. Petersburg, Florida, at the Wildwood Rec Center for IPW Hardcore Resurrection against Shooter Storm and Wayne Van Dyke, and then again nearly 6 years later at IPW Hardcore Days of Future Past on July 14th, 2018, against Odinson and Peurto, a team known as The End. You work these 2 shows, they're 6 years apart. How did it feel to work for this company after all these years and go back there again?
It was awesome. We did those shows, as favors with Ron Nemi. Ron Nemi was like our manager through all the years and our best friend. So he asked us to come back and do those matches and stuff. But wrestling with Wayne and what's the other guy's name?
Shooter Storm.
Yeah, Shooter Storm. Yeah, I don't know if you know Wayne passed away a couple years ago in ring.
Yeah, oh, really?
He young guy too. He passed away. He had a heart attack in I think he was in Miami wrestling, and his name, he switched his name to Dick Delicious back, and he passed away, which is a shame. He was a good friend of mine. We used to sit around and talk wrestling all the time, man. But those are fun matches. We just kind of like throw them around a little bit. I think it was a fundraiser actually.
Right.
We did it for.
Yeah, the other match, the future and past thing, that was fun. There was a lot of people at that. That was a good turnout for that because like I said before, in the IPW, they used to have a nice little following. So there was a good turnout, and it was fun to get back out there. I was scared I was going to hurt myself, I remember, but it was cool. It was fun, man.
Yeah, those were some big guys, but they took care of us, man. they were good.
Absolutely, and it's really nice that it's like this, tale coming full circle kind of thing. Because from my research, that was your final tag team match 20 years, after you were first in IPW, teaming again for the last time there. Would that have been the last match?
Yeah, I think so.
It.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's cool. I like those things where things come full circle. Okay, the next question was, what made you both decide to leave the wrestling business? We've gone over that. I find it funny, time to get a real job. That I don't know why that's funny, but it just is. Everyone out there is probably wondering, what are the Shane twins up to today? So please, one after another, let everyone out there know what you guys are doing in life right now. And if there's anything that you want to plug, or if you want any of your fans to be able to find you, to annoy you with annoying questions like I've had today, please, the floor is yours, guys.
Okay. I'm working, I work for the government. I work for the Department of the Air Force. I've been there like 13 years. I work at, at MacDill Air Force Base. I work down at, in their medical clinic. I do like administration stuff, in process military people in the facility, push papers around, man, nothing cool, just easy. And I enjoy it. I like working with the military. I got some good guys that come through there, and it's nice, you know. It's easy, and I leave it at work when I come home, and Monday through Friday. So yeah, I've been there forever. So I'm on Facebook, Todd Shane. Anybody wants to hit me up? Yeah, that's about it.
Excellent. I like to hear that. I like to hear that because I just quit my job after 3.5 years of misery. So it's nice to see someone has a job that's nice and easy, and they can just go home and chill out, not worry about it.
Yeah, man.
Over to you, Mike.
Okay, I'm doing Randy the Ram gimmick. I'm bouncing at a strip club. 2001 Odyssey. I used to work. Doug Basham used to work there with me. My brother was there. Me and Mike was there with me. Bam Neely's with me now. He was Chavo Guerrero's bodyguard, Bam Neely.
Of course.
So we all worked. Yeah, we all worked there, and I've been there 12 years probably, and I enjoy it. Yeah, it's real chill. Money's good, and have a good time there.
Of course. Well, I mean, how could you not? I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I hope Bull Payne I hope he's behaving.
Yeah, he's there too. I was going to mention him too. Yeah, he's there. Yeah, that's my boy.
Excellent.
Yeah, so we're all there. Yeah, you got anybody to stop by? We get a lot of people do actually stop by and talk wrestling. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. Well, we'll tell Bull I said hello. I know that he has issues with being on social media every now and then, but tell him I said hello. He just can't help himself.
He's hilarious.
No, he is great, and I had a fantastic interview with him last year. So, guys, we're coming right to the end here. We have really worked hard here today and tonight, guys. Like, I'm really proud of what we've accomplished in this interview here, but it's not over yet because I have one final segment. It's called 5 Second Frenzy. You have 5 seconds to answer each question, even if you can't make the 5 second ruling. It's okay. There's nothing I can do about it. And even if I was over there, I still couldn't do anything about it. But wrestlers sometimes need longer than 5 seconds to answer each question. So it's quick fire, one after another. First question, I'm going to go to Todd, and then Mike answers, and we're going to keep going in that route throughout this. Favorite wrestler of all time, Todd?
Yeah, Scott Hall. Maybe Scott Hall, Ric Flair.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Mike?
Dang. Ric Flair probably, just because his body of work and how he partied all night and trained during the day and wrestled an hour every night. He was a machine.
Absolutely. I don't know how he did it, to leave the bar at 4 a.m. and be on the Stairmaster at 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Todd, favorite opponent you've had over the years or opponents?
Probably Buck Quartermain and Mike Sullivan in IPW.
Excellent. Mike?
I would say the same. Those guys are hilarious, man. Great to work with, man.
Excellent. If you had to pick your favorite match you've ever performed in, what would you say, Todd?
My favorite match? Oh, God. Shit.
I know it's a hard one, but.
Shit. I don't know, man. Shit, I'm not doing the 5 second thing. Shit, probably the matches with Freedom Rider and Buck Quartermain. I guess so.
And for you, Mike?
I enjoyed some of the with Simon Dean. We did a 6-man tag on SmackDown, I think it was.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah,
that was fun. That was cool.
Excellent. Okay, guys, guess what? We're not talking about wrestling anymore. The next question is, Todd, first and foremost, favorite book?
Favorite book? Oh, God. Christine. Stephen King book.
Nice. Mike?
That comes to mind, yeah.
Damn. I read up since high school. Damn. Oh, my God.
Even if it was something as a kid or something like that,
Damn, I'm forgetting. This dude, he passed away. It was about how to be a good father. I can't remember his name. He passed away. He was a news media guy. Damn, I can't remember. It was about being a good father. Yeah,
that's okay. No pressure, guys. Okay, Todd, favorite TV show?
Damn, man. I don't watch too much TV right now.
Even when you were a kid, you can think about when you're a kid too.
I'll say shit, I don't know. Favorite TV show.
mine was The Shield. I liked The Shield when it was on.
Very nice, very nice.
Shield.
Yeah. You can do it, Todd. I believe in you, Todd. You can do it.
TV. I kind of got into Game of Thrones lately. I mean, a while ago. That counts. You know, I got into that. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, what's the what's everybody talking about? And I watched the first one. I said, oh dang, this is good.
I never watched it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
excellent.
Game of Thrones. That's what comes to mind now. But.
Okay, that's cool. Not to make it even more harder, but favorite film, Todd?
Film, like probably my go-to is probably like Goodfellas.
Yeah, we get that a lot on the show. Mike, what about you?
Damn, I like the James Bond movies.
Excellent.
The James Bond movies. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, next one.
The one Daniel Craig is I like Daniel Craig as Bond.
Really fantastic.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Next one is maybe it might be tough, but usually everyone's okay with it. Favorite musical artist or band?
Damn. Of all time, my favorite. Jeez.
I'm sorry for making it hard for you.
Man, probably the Rolling Stones, I guess.
That's sick. I fucking like that answer. Mike, don't let me down.
Yeah.
I like the Stones too, but I kind of like some of Eddie Vedder's stuff too, man. Like,
oh, bro.
Yeah, he's a talented guy, man. Like, yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, give him a ukulele and he can write a whole album with it.
For real, man. Like,
I got to see him solo performance here in Perth, and it was just him on stage by himself with a ukulele. It was incredible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just saw Travis Tritt. He's a country singer over here. He played acoustic set, and it was pretty amazing.
Excellent. Okay, guys, maybe this will be way easier. You're big guys. You like to eat. What's your favorite food, Todd?
Probably, steak and baked potatoes.
Very nice.
Kind of like my go-to.
That's my go-to as well. Mike, what about you?
Man, I'm kind of into like the veggie omelets, man. A veggie omelet with like some English muffins and stuff. Yeah, that's like my go-to. Like, yeah.
Excellent. I'm starting to get a bit hungry after hearing that. Favorite place to eat on the road, guys? I'm going with you, Todd. What's your favorite place to eat on the road?
The Waffle House. I always like the Waffle House. You can eat healthy there.
Of course, and it's open very, very late.
Yeah. I remember Ron Nemi hated the Waffle House, man. He would sit in the car. He wouldn't even go in there because they didn't have French fries. So he'd get mad. He would literally get really pissed off, like, real Waffle House. I ain't going in there. He's sitting in the car and pout. But let me think. It was hilarious. Dang, I don't know, man. Probably just any like
Simon Dean, like he always liked the Cheesecake Factory. So if we were in town, any of those places, like that was there, we'd go there.
Right.
Yeah, I would probably say the Cheesecake Factory. You know, you gotta you got to try to eat good on the road because you're doing a lot of dry sitting down and stuff, man. So I just try to eat kind of clean.
Of course, you don't want Johnny Laurinaitis to get on your ass about
Yeah.
Okay, there's only 3 more guys. I'm sorry, but the pain will be over soon. Favorite alcoholic beverage, Todd?
Probably Michelob Ultra.
It's quite a light beer, isn't it?
Yeah, light beer.
Man, I ordered a Mick Ultra one time at this bar, and this girl looked at me like I was drinking like a water. Man, she kind of shit on it. I had to switch up. Can I get a Heineken? But
you're gonna drink like 40 of them to feel anything.
Yeah. My favorite drink. You drink Foster's? That's what you give your guests, right?
This whole thing with Foster's, man. No one drinks it here. It's like it was just important.
That's what I heard.
Like, get it the fuck out of here. No one wants to drink it.
Yeah, probably a Heineken. I like Heineken.
Very good, very good. Second last one, guys. The naughtiest one of 5 Second Frenzy. Favorite female body part. If you're going to check out a good-looking gal, where do the eyes go to first, Todd?
Shit, probably her ass.
Nice. Mark? Oh, sorry, Mike.
Yeah,
sorry.
probably the same. Same.
Like
Same.
Lower body, you know. We gotta have some legs and stuff, you know. Gotta have a quad, sweet.
The twins have the same taste in female body parts. I like it. Last one, guys. Favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. The F word.
Speak a lot of French. Probably the same. Yeah.
If this was Family Feud survey says this would be the top answer, fuck is always the number one answer. The Todd and Mike guys, honestly, what a fantastic interview. I know we had a few technical difficulties, but that doesn't matter. I had a ball. My face is killing me from smiling. I want to be miserable for a little while so it can stop hurting. But you guys, honestly, like, that was so much fun. And I want to say this, and I do it every time. I put everyone up on a pedestal, but Todd and Mike, the Shane twins, from the most isolated city in the world, Perth, Western Australia. That's how far you've reached, which means you've reached pretty damn far as I'm concerned. I'm in the other hemisphere. And usually when you crack an egg on the floor here, it bursts into flames. But I want to tell you guys, first time I saw you, XWF, I was like, as I said earlier, who the fuck are these guys? You two should be so proud of everything you accomplished in the business because, as I said, what a crazy journey all over the world. You got to live your dream. You got to wrestle only briefly in WCW here and there, but like WWE, you got to the promised land. You're on TV. I don't think you actually even lost a match on TV, so you're undefeated. That's pretty sweet. But you guys should be so proud of what you accomplished because, like, you were remembered. Fuck what anyone says. Fuck what Cornette says, Snow says. As far as I'm concerned, you two are unsung heroes in the wrestling business because you worked your fucking ass off to get to where you were. You made it. It might not be the fairy tale ending, but it doesn't matter. You made it there. That's what it's all about, my friends. So I hope you appreciate being on this show with me and appreciate what you guys achieved. There it is.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the nice words.
Yeah, thank you for the kind words, man. That was awesome, man. Definitely. Did Todd tell you that we're my grandma's from Sydney? You already know that? Is you know that?
I told him about Ian though.
Yeah, my grandma's from Sydney, and then my cousin played in the basketball for the Olympics for Australia three times. So, but yeah, so we got some ties there.
You have some connection here, please. I actually did forget to ask about this. I even talked to Todd about this yesterday.
Yeah.
You there's a basketball legend that you were connected to. Tell everyone out there, your Australian fans might want to know.
Yeah, Ian Davies is our cousin. He played on the Olympics basketball team down there for Australia 2 or 3 times.
Three times.
He's in the Hall of Fame down there for basketball. He
was the high scorer in the 1980 Olympics out of everybody.
Wow. The teams there, he was top scorer. I mean, he was good. I just remember as a little kid, he used to come over to the house and we would wrestle with him and stuff. He was always a big guy, and he was a good guy, and but he worked hard, man. He was a late bloomer, like I was saying. He got really good in college, and yeah, man, he went down to Australia and did this thing, man. He
worked his ass off. I remember he'd shoot outside with leather gloves on, and it'd be cold. He grew up in Illinois, and it's winter out, and he'd be outside shooting and stuff. And I remember one time, and I was young, and I was like, "Hey, can you dunk?" And he goes, "Yeah, give me the ball." Dude, he dribbled through some cars, man. He ripped down my rim. He ripped it down. And I was like, damn, dude. And like, it took me forever to get it replaced, man. But he was a beast, man. He worked hard, man.
I ran into this kid or this guy. His son plays with my oldest son. They play on the same sports teams. And he played basketball in college up in Iowa where Ian was playing. I said, oh, man, okay, that's cool. I go, my cousin played basketball up there. And he goes, what's your cousin's name? I go, Ian Davies. He goes, your cousin is Ian Davies? He goes, he used to light us up, man. So, he goes, that's your cousin? I said, yeah, man. He goes, when I talk to this guy goes, when I talk to my old teammates, we bring Ian up every time because he used to destroy us. So, but yeah, so that was cool. It was like a small world, but it was funny to him because I wouldn't think he'd know him. He goes, oh yeah, I know he plays in Australia too. He used to. And he goes, oh yeah, what's his name? Oh, Ian. And he's like, what? Ian.
That's so.
I know Ian.
See, there we go. There is a connection with the Shane twins in Australia. And when this stupid pandemic bullshit is over, I hope you guys will visit at some point, and I can cook you a good old Aussie barbecue.
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
Thank you.
Excellent, guys. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. This was a wonderful time. And again, I just hope you guys are proud of what you guys have accomplished in your life.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
No problem. Thank you to the Shane twins, and thank you everyone out there for watching here on the Insider's Edge podcast here on the WCWA network in conjunction with Blue Wire Hustle. I'm your host with the most on the West Coast. It is now 3:20 a.m. for me, so I got to go to bed. We will see you guys next time. Thank you.